Teach who made that. Teach who made that. T2 made that.
Thank you. What's the deal? What's the deal, people? We got 12 people in here right now. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, sharing the stream. What's good, J Bay? I see Casey Clutch. Salute to you, bro. Long time subscriber of mine. J Bay was good. Hey, was good, Janelle. 13 people in here. So y'all already see by the title. What's good, Derek Parker? Y'all see by the title, man. What we gonna be talking about today is this Obsidian and David West interview. Now, I did a video on something surrounding this 2 days ago. You know, the video is just, you know, the platter. You know, I'm not really trying to talk about the video. I want to talk about the ideas brought up in the video. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in the other video, I don't know much about Obsidian. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. The only content I've ever heard from Obsidian is from C Boogie's channel when they've done collabs. They done about, I don't know, 3 to 5, maybe even 6 collabs together. That's the only times I've ever heard of Obsidian. So I don't have nothing against Obsidian. I don't really know who the David West dude is too much either. I seen him talk with Taz exclusives. I seen him, well, I heard he was talking with Donovan Sharp at one point. You know, so I don't got nothing against neither one of these dudes. I don't really know who they are. I just want to talk about some of these interesting topics that I heard brought up in this interview. So without further ado, we gonna get straight to it. We got 14 people in here. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. I'm gonna just pull this up for y'all. Lit up on the YouTube. You would think by now I would know how to have this stuff set up already, but and I know I usually came up for the lives and all that, but I wasn't feeling that today, dogs. You know, because my tripod is just too goddamn big for where I want to put it. You know, I got to get one of them smaller tripods, like one of them tiny gorilla pods or whatever. But because my tripod is one of them like really tall, 5 feet tall tripods, and it's too cumbersome to have on my desk. You feel me? So I was like, no, I'm gonna just rock out with the mic today. No cam, but I'm pulling up the video for y'all right now. Skipping the ad. And we not gonna start at the beginning of the interview because it was like 4 hours. So we gonna talk about a certain maybe about 30 to 40 minutes of this interview is really what I wanted to discuss. So we gonna go back to an hour and 39 minutes within the interview, and we gonna see what's cracking. I'm just getting to the right spot for y'all. Yep, so here we go. All right, I'm about to share my screen. We gonna hit share screen, share the audio. Does it adjust down? What you mean? But all right, so when I start playing, anybody that's in the chat, can y'all hit a 1 for me if y'all can hear the audio when I start playing it?
Off into the woods on this.
Hit a 1 if you can hear it.
Particular point. I apologize for derailing it a little bit.
No, not at all.
What did you have any other like specific questions for me?
Yes. You would.
I don't see no 1s in the chat. Were y'all able to hear the audio when it was playing? Hit a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear the audio. All right, 1. Okay, my bad. I see 1s. My bad. All right. So, okay. For sure. All right, I see 1, so we good. All right, so we gonna get into this video. So I got it to the point where they really started talking about all this short stuff, all this black woman stuff, you know, all that. So it's a lot of questionable things that were said in this interview. He said the audio was low. Let me turn it up for y'all. We gonna boost it up full blast. Shortcakes K in the building. All right, we gonna get on with this, man. We gonna get started right now.
Brought up the whole thing with the black man, well, the manosphere, having guys that have trouble with ladies. Now that's a big topic, and we can go in a lot of directions with that. But I want to just stick with one because you have said in a number of your broadcasts of late that you didn't have any problems with the ladies growing up and whatnot. You know, consider yourself or at least, or let me put it this way, they consider you, they being the ladies in your life, consider you a pretty good looking guy, no problems, anything like that. So that raises an interesting question because if that's the case with you, and I don't doubt that, and if it's the case for guys in the black manosphere or the manosphere in general, that they have problems with the ladies, how do you consider yourself as a man that never had any problems in that regard, attempting to counsel brothers who have had problems? In other words, what do you know about that problems with women life? I make that.
All right, so here we got the first question from Obsidian. He asked David West, for a dude who claims to never have had issues with women, you ain't never had nothing crazy happen, just all just the regular things that happen, So David West, I don't know what they talked about before this, but whatever happened, apparently David West, been cool with the ladies for most of his life, probably, probably ain't had nothing real crazy happen. I think David West said he's like 6'1", and he's, not an eyesore to look at, so I can't really judge his looks because I'm a man, but I could tell you, he not no funny looking dude or nothing like that. He looked like a regular white dude to me. So I could believe that, that he probably ain't really had no issues with women. But Obsidian, excuse me, but Obsidian is asking him, what do you think to tell dudes who are having problems with women or have had problems with women their whole life? What can you tell them? What nerve do you have to tell them what they can do to get better with women, to get more women? Because if you ain't never had no problems, what can you do to help me if I've had problems my whole life? Now I see where he's coming with that. I definitely see where he's coming from with that angle. My only thing about that is, as people, we can see the deficiencies in each other. You know what I'm saying? You can see the deficiencies in me. I can see the deficiencies in you. We can all see the deficiencies in each other. And so even though I may not have had problems with women, crazy issues with women, I could still look at you, even though you've had maybe some crazy issues with women, and still say, okay, you doing this, and this kind of off. Your personality is kind of off. Your character is kind of off. The way you speak to people is kind of off. The way you dress is kind of off. Your body game is trash. We can assess each other without having to talk about all the women even. Just assess each other on the exterior, and having conversations with one another. It don't have to always be about the women. You know what I'm saying? You said David might stop by. I'll be cool with that. I'll be cool if Obsidian dropped through too. Like I said, I don't got nothing against neither one of these guys. I don't really know who they are for real like that. So I don't got no issues. But here's my thing. My whole channel is based on helping dudes become better versions of themselves to get better with women. You know what I'm saying? That's the basis of my channel. Now I talk about other things, but that's like the basis of my channel. I tell y'all all the time, I've never had nothing crazy happen with me and no woman. I ain't never had a chick smash my windows or rob me or, call the police on me alone. I ain't never had nothing like that happen. But I could still tell a dude, hey, bro, you're socially awkward, my nigga. You need to work on that. Or I could still tell a dude, hey, bro, you 350 pounds and you only 5'6". You got to go in the gym and lose some weight. Or you 6'3" and you only 130 pounds. You need to gain some weight, bro. I could still tell a dude that. I could still tell a dude, hey, bro, you got BDBs in your head. You got on a pink and turquoise striped polo with polka dot red and white shorts and Sperry shoes. You need to get your closet. You need to throw all your clothes away, and we need to go shopping or do something. You need to go get some new clothes, bro. I could still do that. Just because I ain't never had problems with women don't mean I can't tell a dude how to just level up in some areas. You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Just because I've never had crazy issues with women don't mean I can't tell a dude how to improve himself, which will, as a result, get him better with women. That's the whole thing. But I understand where he coming from, because it's like, I don't understand y'all plight. Dudes who've had crazy issues with women, I don't understand the plight. I never will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to understand what they've gone through. I'm not going to understand how it feels to be embarrassed by women on a regular basis. I'm not going to know how it feels to never get the women that you want. I'm not going to know how that feels. So I understand where he's coming from. But we going to keep going.
That makes sense.
Well, for one thing, I've seen a lot of people over the years who will say things like they'll just, not necessarily people in the manosphere, although this is a very prevalent sentiment in the manosphere. They'll just kind of disparage women, and they'll act like their problems with women is all the women. It's completely the women. It's never themselves that is the problem. And so I'll bring that up to be like, well, funny, you have all these problems with women. I've dated women who turned out to be like not great, and that's why things didn't work out. But it's not something I would apply to women as a whole. And so I will point that out to say, look, it's very possible to not really have problems with women. It's very possible for women to actually be interested in you. It's very possible to find women who are good and decent. Maybe the problems that you're having with women are not just the women. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe you need to work on yourself. I think that
Now, this is the one thing I like about David West from the things that I've heard of him, from the little bit that I've listened to him. The one thing I like about David West is that he basically says a lot of the stuff that I say, or a lot of the things that some other content creators say, you know, where we come from that reasonable angle, that realistic angle, not from a pill angle or not from a sphere angle, but just from a realistic angle. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So that's what I like about David West, because he has common sense. You know, he actually lives on Earth. And what I mean by that is he's not up in some cloud, you know, clouding his reality with a bunch of BS. You know, he actually sees stuff for what it really is, from what I hear, when it comes to women, at least, and men. So when he says, you know, maybe the problem is you, you know, maybe the problem isn't that all these women just hate you. Maybe you are the issue. You're the common denominator. So maybe you the problem. That's what I've been saying since I started my channel. That's what I've been saying since I started my channel. Don't just look at the women who turned you down. Look at yourself. Because it's one thing if you have consistent success with women and then one woman just, you know, made a scene, embarrassed you, humiliated you, or did something to you, then that's different. If it's just a one-time thing, you know, then you could say, okay, you know, maybe she was just off the wall. Maybe she didn't take her meds that day. But if it's consistent, you know, out of 10 times when you walk up to a woman, 4 times they embarrassing you, 2 times they ain't saying nothing, 1 time they telling you boy bye, and the other times they telling you they ain't even got no phone. Like, it's 2020, dog. Like 2021, how you gonna lie to me, say you don't got no phone? Just say you don't like me and walk away. You know what I'm saying? So that's he says all the stuff we say. You know what I'm saying? But we always get attacked for it. You know, and David West gets attacked for it in this video. But you know, when it comes to being realistic, some dudes are just gonna have a harder time. I don't know what's so hard about dudes accepting that, but some dudes are just not gonna get the baddest chicks out here, the finest women, the sexiest ladies. Isn't every dude not gonna get that? I'm not about to get all the sexiest ladies. I'll tell you that right now. Or the sexiest, the baddest, the finest. I'm not getting every bad chick. Ain't no dude out here getting every bad chick. Now, some of us are gonna get more fine women than others. Some dudes, their lane of women is just average women. Let's just keep it 1,000. For a lot of dudes, their lane is just average women. You know what I'm saying? Like C Boogie like to say, he talk about lanes all the time, staying in your lane. A lot of dudes' lanes are average women. And there's nothing wrong with average women. That's the whole thing about average. That's the whole thing about average. Average means you're higher than what's at worst. You just not the greatest. It's nothing wrong with average women, just like it's nothing wrong with average men. But of course, we all want to be extraordinary and we all want extraordinary. But you got to understand, bro, if you average in all aspects, you might just need to get you an average woman. You know, and I guarantee you, if you get you an average woman, you will sleep much better at night. Because when average dudes get extraordinary looking women, that brings the worst insecurities out in men, bro. That's when men turn mean, insecure. They want to stay on her case 24/7. They trying to control their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Average dudes shouldn't even be getting with super fine chicks. You feel me? Unless they have an extraordinary personality and mindset about themselves, then the average dude might be able to handle that extra fine woman. But for most average looking dudes, an average looking woman is gonna be the best for you. Y'all gonna be the most compatible. Y'all gonna be the happiest with each other. You're not gonna be, in your bed dreaming about her cheating on you. You're not gonna feel impulsed to want to check her phone every 3 hours. When she coming home 2 minutes late from wherever she at, you're not gonna be sitting there calling her, blowing her phone up, saying, "Bitch, where the fuck you at?" Nah, bro, it's not gonna be like that. But we gonna keep going with this video.
Who else would be pointing this out to people than people who have successful marriages, than people who haven't had a problem attracting women? I think there is a problem in the manosphere where a lot of guys are laying all the blame at the feet of women, and the truth is, the problem is that they're kind of awkward, or they're kind of a jerk, or whatever.
Before we listen to Obsidian respond to that, remember in the last live, or was it the live before last? I don't even remember. I told y'all, bro, a lot of these dudes in the manosphere just making money off of y'all. They just make money off of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Trauma bonding. They build an audience off of dudes with the same trauma. They build an audience of a bunch of dudes with the same trauma. And then they tell you, oh, you're not the problem. The women are the problem. I'm going to just tell you how to do certain things to where you could fix the woman's problems. I'm going to sell you this $500 course. I'm going to sell you this $800 course. I'm going to sell you this $1,000 course. I'm going to charge you $500 for a 1-hour conversation to explain to you how women are the problem, But they'll still sprinkle in a little bit of truth. They'll still tell you, you got to get in the gym. You got to know how to speak to women. You can't be weird. They'll sprinkle in some truth with the lies. They sprinkle in some truth with the hyperbole. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Dudes complain about the Derrick Jacksons and all the guys like them who make the money off the women. Derrick Jackson make money off of women's heartbreak. A lot of manosphere dudes make money off of dudes' sexual frustration. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And there's some women out on this platform too making money off of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't knock the hustle. Everybody got to eat. I just can't respect it. I just can't respect it. I'm not going to knock the hustle. Everybody got to put food on their plate. Some of these dudes got kids. Everybody got to put food on their plate. So I ain't about to knock that. I just can't respect it because they sacrifice their integrity for some money. That's why I've told y'all since the beginning, literally since the beginning, my channel was never going to be huge. My channel was never going to be some big, giant, multi-100,000 subscriber platform, because I'm not about to risk my integrity for some subscribers or some money. I got too much integrity to lie to y'all. And the truth is going to hurt most dudes. So it's much harder to build a platform on real truth than to build a platform on selling hope and dreams and lies. I'm just being honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I could easily get on here every day, talk about single mothers. I could get on here every day. I could talk about how OnlyFans is ruining the dating market. I could get on here every day. I could talk about Instagram thoughts every day. I could get on here every day and tell y'all, single mothers are about to bring another meteorite to the earth. The single mothers are about to wipe us out like they did the dinosaurs. You feel me? Feminism is the reason why I got a new pimple on the left side of my head, bro. Like, I could get on here every day and tell y'all feminism is the reason why, man, I can't even come up with nothing crazy right now because I ain't even in that headspace. You know what I'm saying? Feminism is the reason why I went to get some almond milk earlier and I only had like half a cup left. So now I got to save it for tomorrow. Feminism is the reason I ain't got no milk left. You feel me? Feminism is the reason why my rent is so goddamn expensive. I could get on here and say that every day, and I'll probably easily hit 50,000 subs in no time. I could easily hit 50,000 subs in no time. I could get on here and talk about how alpha males and beta males, Pookie and Ray Ray, Tyrone and Chad. I could get on here and I don't even got to go down the list, dog. Y'all already familiar with what's going on. I don't even got to go through all that. But the truth is always going to be less popular because the truth is going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? The truth is always going to hurt, but we're going to keep going with this video.
You're kind of short. How about that?
Kind of short?
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back a little bit.
What if you kind of short? How about that?
What if you kind of short?
Kind of short?
Yeah. See, I'm five. Oh, hang on. I'm 5'7". You're 6'1".
All right.
So what can you?
So the first thing I want to say is, like I said, I don't got nothing against this Obsidian man, but I don't believe he 5'7". I don't believe Obsidian is 5'7", bro. I just don't. I feel like, because let me tell you why I believe that, right? I got some of my closest homies are like 5'5" and 5'6". So I'm around short dudes a lot. I don't got nothing against short dudes. Some of my homies are very short dudes. And although they may not be bitter like Obsidian, I still get the short vibes from Obsidian like my friends carry. Short niggas are gonna have a short vibe. It's not nothing bad. It's just short niggas have a certain vibe about themselves. And I get that vibe from Obsidian. Like I get that 5'5" energy from Obsidian. You know what I'm saying? I get that 5'5", 5'6" height from Obsidian. Because to be honest, bro, 5'7" is not that short. 5'7" is technically short, but 5'7" is not that short, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Red Sings the Blues, or not my boy, but my man's. He said, "Girl power is the reason why I can't save 15% or 15 minutes or more on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Damn you, feminism movement. See you tomorrow." Yeah. We'll be on Red Sings the Blues tomorrow, man, talking about why young men need to learn to fight. Yeah, and Red said, I'm 5'6", but I don't get Obsidian. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I know plenty of short dudes. I told y'all, a couple of my closest homies are 5'5" and 5'6", and they fat. I ain't never heard them one time complain about height like I hear Obsidian do. Every now and then they might say, man, when I'm hanging out with you, bro, dog, I be having to do a little bit extra because I'm 5'11". I'm 5'11". So sometimes I ain't gonna lie, when I'm out with my short homies, sometimes they be showing out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I understand what's happening. I'm 5'11", built like a running back. So I understand why they be having to show out sometimes, but I love them with all my heart. I kill for them dudes. I ain't talking down on them. If I can't cook my homies, then we can't be homies. But we gonna get into this because Obsidian, this is where it's about to get really interesting. So we gonna keep playing.
You tell me, because I hear a lot of guys like you trying to say to guys like me, well, the problem is you. Well, what are you supposed to do about your height?
It's weirdly a lot of times the answer seems to be,
so you don't know nothing about that short man.
I do. No, I don't firsthand, but I know a lot.
See, he said, you don't know nothing about that short life. You don't know nothing about that short life, do you? And see, this is how I know that Obsidian thinks that his height alone has ruined his dating life. He thinks that his height alone has been his biggest detriment in attracting women. You feel me? I can tell, I can hear it. He said, you don't know nothing about that short life, do you? And I ain't never heard a short dude talk about height like that. I've heard short dudes say, man, I wish I was 6 feet. Man, I wish I was 6'3", like nothing crazy. But, I ain't never heard no short dude talk about, you don't know nothing about that short life. Because let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you niggas something, bro. The dudes I know who pull the most women are shorter than me. I'm 5'11". The dudes I know who pull the most women, I would say they're consistently like 5'3". I mean, I'm tripping, 5'3". They're consistently like 5'8", 5'9". Between 5'7" and 5'9". You know what I'm saying? One of my closest homies, hella women, dog like 5'8". If not 5'8" is not short, But my point is that you don't gotta be extra tall to get women. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be no extra tall dude to get women. Because let me tell you something. I know dudes say women have to have a 6 foot dude. I'm 5'11" barefoot. So when I go out with shoes on, I live life as, you know, at 6 feet or higher. You know, if I got some Timbs on, I'm easily 6'1". I've never heard a woman say, damn, you so tall. I've never heard a woman say, I was attracted to you because you were so tall. I never heard a woman say, oh, you were 6 feet. I was so attracted to you because you were 6 feet tall. I've never heard that in my life. I've never heard that. Never heard that. You know, now, of course, I mean, let's just use common sense. Of course, women like taller men. Of course, women like taller men. That's how they biologically are. You know, now let me say this. Shout out to the ladies who don't even like tall dudes. It's some ladies out there who don't like tall dudes at all. You know, it's ladies out there who only like a dude to be at max, you know, 5'10". You know, so shout out to y'all. But a woman has never addressed my height as being a reason she was attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all something else. Ever since high school, I've always had really tall homies. In high school, most of my friends were taller than me. You know, most of my friends in high school was 6'2", 6'3", 6 feet, 6'4", 6'5", you know, athletes and all that. You know, in high school, man, we talked about women 24/7. Never heard one of them say, man, I was with this chick. And when I said, what you like about me, girl? And she responded with, you was just so tall. I've never heard a dude say that. Never heard one of them say that. I ain't never heard a dude say that a woman was attracted to him solely because of his height. Solely because of his height. You feel me? Now, being tall is a bonus with most women. Obviously, being tall is a bonus. You feel me? It don't hurt to be 6'3". It don't hurt to be 6 feet. Best believe she ain't knocking no points down if you 6'1". But it's not something where it'll just overcome every other detriment that he has. Just like height is not going to outshine the rest of your attributes, your height being short is not going to outshine your attributes either. So that's the thing with Obsidian. We're going to get into this in a minute, though. We're gonna keep playing the video.
A lot of people who are short, and I'll
Well,
say
everybody knows somebody that fell out of a 9-story building and lived to tell the tale. Everybody knows that.
No, what I was.
And you could hear that he is extremely triggered about this height talk. You know, David said, I know some short dudes. Obsidian come in. We all know some dude who fell from the tree. You know, he's implying that, because I know where he's coming from. You know, he's saying that every time they bring up the height argument, dudes always bring up, oh, I got a homie that's short and he pulled women. And I'm sure they get tired of that argument, but it's just the truth, bro. Like, I can't give you an experience of being short because I'm not short. But what I can do is say, I got homies that are 5'7" and shorter and they still get women. I know a dude who is 5'4" gets ladies, bro. One of the most charismatic dudes I ever met. He 5'4". Dude gets women, bro. Appreciate AN for the super chat. The majority of women I dealt with were taller than me. I'm 5'5". Dudes just be reaching for any excuse on why they don't get women. See? You see? Like, I know a lot of short guys who are very upset with their height probably get upset about dudes saying, you know, hey man, I know a homie that's short and he get women. I understand why they would be tired of that. I understand. But when you tell me your height is the reason why you can't get women, that would mean the dudes I know who get women and are short would not get women if the height is the problem. If the height is the issue, that means they will not get any women. So that's why we always bring up, I got a homie that's short. I got a friend that's short. I know a dude. Because it negates the whole argument of the height being the sole factor that keeps you from getting all the women that you want. Let's keep playing.
I was going to say this is, of course, anecdotal, but it's something I've seen a lot. my wife and I talk about this a lot, because my wife's pretty short. She's like 5'3". I'm a little over 6 foot. We've actually found a lot of the time.
She's actually about average height for a woman in America.
Yeah, I think average height's 5'4". She's just slightly below it. I view her as short because I'm a lot taller than her. But what we found is that a lot of the times, very tall girls, like 5'10" and above, seem to have some of the same issues as short guys. And so
yeah, but they still checking for the tall guys though. See, my point in this is, David.
See, David came with some common sense. You know, he ain't say nothing crazy. He ain't say nothing extraordinary. He came with common sense. He said a lot of the shorter women, you know, they not making no super exceptions of a dude gotta be 8 feet tall. But then Obsidian comes back and says, yeah, but they still looking for the tall dudes. Now, like y'all already have seen in the chat, it's women in here saying, as long as he taller than me, I'm good. So I understand if you 5'8" and you trying to mess with a chick that's 6 feet tall, then yeah, that might be a problem, might not be. But if you 5'7", like Obsidian says, most women are shorter than you, bro. Most women are shorter than you. You know what I'm saying? Most women I know are probably, I don't know, I would say 5'2" to 5'4". So if I was 5'7", I'm not about to be tripping and screaming at dudes for being tall, saying you don't know nothing about that short life. I'm gonna just give me a short woman. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate Red for the $10 super chat. Says I'm short, but the way I talk makes me tall. Majority of women like the voice I have. Weird, but lots of women I dealt with overlooked my height because of my voice. If Obsidian comes for you, I'll roast. I invite Obsidian to come roast me, dog. Because I mean, what is he really gonna say about me? What I don't even want to go in that kind of bag, bro. I don't even want to go in that bag. But what is Obsidian gonna say about me? I mean, let's be honest here. I ain't said nothing bad about Obsidian, first of all. Like I said, I don't have no problem with Obsidian. I don't know who Obsidian is. I ain't say nothing bad about Obsidian. I'm just talking about his talking points. That's what we doing here. So if Obsidian want to come roast, we can roast, dog. I don't know what he gonna say about me, to be honest with you. I'm just reading the chat real quick. But let's keep going with this video here. Shout out to Janelle, always putting up the Cash App.
A lot of times I find the tall girls end up getting with the guy who's their height or shorter, because
but see, here's the thing. The problem I'm having with guys like you that you know, I'm not denying that you did well with the ladies and stuff like that. The problem is, how dare you guys attempt to talk down to guys who do have problems, real ones, with women, no matter what they do.
Okay, so y'all heard what he just said. He said, how dare y'all try to talk down on dudes who have real problems with women? But here's the thing, though. Nobody talking down on y'all. You feel me? I've never talked down on a dude because he don't get no women. Unless he trying to lie and act like he do, or if he trying to blame the women. I don't talk down on a dude because he don't get women. You know, at most, I'm going to just avoid him. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about, how dare you talk down on us who had problems with women our whole life? Nobody's talking down on you, Obsidian. All we doing is saying, hey, bro, maybe the height is not the reason why women are not messing with you. Maybe it's not the height. Maybe you play a little factor, but maybe something comes after she realizes your height where she's saying, damn, I really can't mess with this dude. Because let me tell you something, you know, as long as you don't look like an eyesore, a lot of women will at least give you a chance. You know, they at least, you know, let you talk to them, you know, let you spit your game or whatever for a hot minute. And so if she letting you do that and she's still saying, you know, hey, I can't mess with this dude, if that's consistently happening, it's not your height. Because if it was your height, that means every woman you walked up to, soon as she seen how short you were, she would say, get away from me, boy, bye. You know what I'm saying? If the height was the sole issue, women would never look your way. They would never look your way. They would never even take out 30 seconds to talk to you. Soon as you say, excuse me, can I talk to you real quick? They would say, hell the fuck no. You're 5'7". But that's not the issue for the most part. Now, I'll give you this. It's some women out here who have very strict height standards. You know, it's some women out here who will not mess with a man unless he's 6 feet tall. They refuse. They would never. I'll give you that. You know what I mean? Who am I to say they standards are too high or too low? You know, if they won't deal with a dude that's under 6 feet, hey, that's their standard. They can have that. I'm sure there's plenty of 6 feet dudes out there that'll talk to them. You feel me? But we gonna keep playing this video.
Do you think that guys that have problems with women should talk to and take advice from men who haven't had problems with women?
No, I don't. Just like women want to tell men they shouldn't be speaking on reproductive issues because they ain't a woman. Yeah. Or you don't know nothing about that gay life. You don't know nothing about that gay life. So what you doing talking about gay people when you're a straight white guy? Yeah.
See, now, aside from the actual topic we talking about, I had to put a major pause when I was listening to this the first time. When I heard this man say, you don't know nothing about that gay life. I'm like, excuse me, nigga? You don't know nothing about that gay life. And like, I understand it was just, you know, he was just trying to make an analogy, but why is that the first thing that come to your mind? Okay, he said, men shouldn't talk to women about reproductive systems. And then he goes straight to, you don't know nothing about that gay life. I'm like, my nigga, what? I just had to point that out.
If you're a guy that don't know what it's like to struggle with women, you don't know what you're talking about.
And see, that statement right there let me know that he didn't have any rationality in this conversation. As soon as that height came up, he was talking straight from the heart. He was not talking from the mind at all. He said, if you've never had problems with women, you don't know what you're talking about. That's like me saying, okay, I want to be a quarterback. So I can't talk to Tom Brady because he's never been a trash quarterback. I got to go to some other quarterback who's been trash and is now good to learn how to be a quarterback. You know, I can't learn how to be a better quarterback from a dude who's never been bad. That's what he's saying. I can't learn how to be a better basketball player from a dude who's never been bad. That's what he's saying. He's saying that a dude who's never been bad at something can't teach someone who is bad at something how to be good. Tell me where the logic is in that. Somebody tell me where the logic is when that. I think I just twisted all my words. Tell me where the logic is in that. A person who has always been good at something can't teach someone who's bad how to be good because they don't know what they're talking about. That's almost giving me a headache trying to figure out how that makes sense. It's almost giving me a headache. Almost. Because I don't get, bro, that's like me. Like I do personal training. I make workout programs. I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, right? For me, I've always been a strong dude, right? I've always been a strong ass nigga. I was just born with strength, right? That's like saying I can't teach a dude who's weak how to be strong because I've never been relatively weak. That's like someone saying they can't teach a person how to lose weight if they've never been fat before. That's dumb. It's stupid. There's no logic in that statement whatsoever. Like, I understand where he's trying to come from, but it's invalid. It's invalid. You know what I'm saying? If I'm good at something, whether I've been good all my life or bad, I can still give you pointers. I can still give you tips. You know what I'm saying? A dude who's been charismatic his whole life, a dude who was just born with the gift of gab, he could still let you know if you're socially awkward. He could still let you know when you're socially awkward. You feel me?
By definition.
but you might know something that person needs to know. For example,
no. If you're a 6'1" and you never had no problems with that, you ain't gonna say nothing to no 5'7" dude. You don't know nothing about that life. You know nothing about it. Nothing.
Look,
You have nothing useful to add to the discussion. Nothing.
You know, but here's the funny part, right? There's plenty of dudes on YouTube who, you know, whatever they claim to be dating coach or, you know, female nature coach, whatever the case they want to call themselves. Plenty of them dudes are short. Plenty of them dudes are short, and they gonna say the same thing. My height was not what was getting in my way. It was who I was. It was how I felt about my height that was getting in my way. It wasn't the height itself. I've heard plenty of dudes on YouTube that's 5'6", 5'7", talk about how they just had to realize that the height wasn't the problem. Yeah, it matters, but that wasn't the deal breaker in all the interactions. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about that short life. You right, I don't. But there's plenty of dudes who do know about the short life that's going to say the same thing David West is saying right to you. It's not the height. It's your personality. It's your feelings behind the height. Plenty of short dudes will tell you the same thing.
Now you can talk to other guys who are 6 foot something. You can say nothing to the 5'7" guy. Nothing.
But there are things I can say. I can say to a 5'7" guy, I can say, look, I know you might think that if you were 5 inches taller, 6 inches taller to be my height, you might think to yourself, oh yeah, I'd have everything figured out. The truth is you wouldn't. I've also faced rejection from women. I've also, you know, had women that I was interested in that I wasn't able to go any farther with. You know,
Exactly. And see, this is common sense. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Let me tell you niggas something. Some of the lamest, corniest, gameless dudes I know are tall. I'm talking tall. Like one of the most gameless dudes I know is like 6'4". Some of the corniest dudes I know with women are tall dudes. Just because you are tall does not mean you get every woman. Just because you are tall does not mean you get half of the women you want. Being tall is just an attention grabber. Like how dudes talk about choosing signals. Being tall is going to get you more choosing signals. That's all it really does. It gets you attention. You know, if you walk in the room and you 6'5", people going to be looking at you. That's all it does. But when you walk up to that woman, you still got to open your mouth. And if you a cornball, when you start talking to a chick, then your height is irrelevant. Your height is irrelevant. I will give him this though. If you got two cornballs, one is 5'7" and one is 6'3", the dude who's 6'3" is gonna get a little bit more leeway with the cornball shit. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. If you got two cornballs, they say the exact same corny shit, but one is 5'7" and one is 6'3", the dude that's 6'3" is gonna get a little bit more leeway. That's just how it is. But just because he's 6'3" don't mean his cornballness just gets a free pass. I know y'all done heard women say he was fine until he opened his mouth. He was fine until he opened his mouth. Women say that all the time. When they see a fine dude and he walked up to him, started talking and running his mouth, and he was a cornball. He was dumb. You know, he was stupid. He had no gab at all. He couldn't even have a normal conversation, let alone, you know, what somebody might call a game. Complete social awkwardness. It's the same with the height. Okay, he was tall, but when he opened his mouth, he sounded like an idiot. Soon as he started talking, you know how women like to say stuff. Soon as he started talking, I dried up. You know, that's what women be saying and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep listening, bro.
I've also had those problems, so I can point that out to them, and I can say I don't think I'm at all disqualified from saying your height.
How about this? Tell me a problem that you had with women. We'll compare notes. Tell me a problem you had with women. We'll see if it's on par with being a shorter than average man in Black America, where Black women are size queens. He got to be tall, girl. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
That was another pause because he sounded just like a fat black woman. I ain't gonna lie, he sounded just like that Auntie Sheila. You know, he got to be tall, girl. Like he did that perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But I can't see the logic in the argument, bro. Like I'm being as objective as I can because, like I said, I don't know neither one of these dudes. But what Obsidian says is a lot of it is just not right. He said list every problem you've had with a woman, and I'm gonna compare it to me and my struggles being short. So that means he's saying, oh, if I was socially awkward, you still had it better because I'm short. If your hygiene was at rock bottom, you still had it better than me because I'm short. If you socially awkward, if you weird, you look goofy, you ugly, your hair smell like dirt. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if your dress, your attire was garbage, you still had it better than me because I was short. That's what he's saying. He said, tell me every problem you've had with women and we'll compare notes to my struggle being short in Black America when all the women are size queens. He got to be tall, girl.
I've had women that I was interested in not reciprocate the feeling. I've had women who, I asked out, turned me down. I've had women cheat on me. Like
have you ever faced a nuclear rejection, Mr. West?
Now here comes the part where I made the video about the other day about the nuclear rejection. So if y'all watch that video, y'all already know what Obsidian is about to say within this next minute about the nuclear rejection. But if you didn't see that video, I encourage you to pay close attention to when he talks about this quote unquote nuclear rejection.
You mean like where they reject you and are a jerk about it instead of just declining?
Yeah.
Have
you ever stepped to a woman and she just put you on blast in front of everybody?
No, I have not. And
okay. That you good. You have just admitted that you have no idea what it's like to deal with Black women in Black America, because Black women are masters of the nuclear rejection. They have taken the nuclear rejection to a high art. Okay? You want to deal with some antisocial bitches? Deal with Black women. Okay? You want to deal with some antisocial bitches? Deal with Black women. Okay? You want to deal with some antisocial bitches? Deal with Black women. And I'm saying this as somebody, let's be clear. I'm not one of these other guys in the Black.
All right, so y'all heard what the man said. Y'all heard what this Black man said to this white man. Y'all heard what this Black man said to this white man. He said, if you want to talk to some antisocial bitches, talk to Black women. Antisocial bitches, bro? You saying this to a white dude? And if you watch my video when I talked about this nuclear rejection, I said, any level of, any baseline level of respect I have for Obsidian, when you just don't know somebody, but you can't just write them off. So it's like you got base level, cordial respect. All that went out the window. Because how you a Black man talking down on your own women to a white dude? You know what I'm saying? It's different if you talking to another Black man and you want to say Black women are antisocial bitches. It's still bad. It's still just as disgraceful. But when you saying it to a white dude, it makes it 10 times worse. It makes it 10 times worse. What kind of real man talks down on his own women to another group of men? Men don't do that. Even if you don't like your own group of women, at least you could just say nothing. Don't even say nothing. Or you could lie. That'd be appreciated too. I would have been very happy if he had just lied. Because this is a white dude. And he talking about this about Black women. You want to talk to some antisocial bitches, talk to Black women. You don't put your own women down to another race of men, bro. That automatically takes you out the pickings. And he wonders why he has hard times with women. He wonders why he has nuclear rejections, where he gets embarrassed by a woman, where a woman made a scene. You know, it's like in them scenes in the movies where it might be a movie scene or something where a dude walk up to a group of women and all the women, you know, he walk up to the whole group, say something corny, and the whole group embarrass him. I'm sure Obsidian has had that many times. I can hear it in his voice. I hear the pain of 100 nuclear rejections in this man's voice. Antisocial bitches? Talk to some black women? And see, that's the other thing, bro. I said this in the video, man. Women, especially black women, do not just go around embarrassing dudes, especially black dudes. We just seen last week, or was that 2 weeks ago, in Harlem. Dude was trying to spit game, say, let me buy your bottle of wine. She said no. Him and his homies chased her across the street, took her iPhone, and one of the dudes tried to bite her eye out because she rejected them politely. Y'all remember the video of the dude who hit the chick in the head with the skateboard and knocked her out because she rejected him? Y'all remember the video of the dudes who were messing with, you know, this, I don't know if she was a homeless lady or what, but she looked like a streetwalker or whatever. They was telling her, give my homie a kiss. She was like, nah. They picked her up and threw her in a dumpster. So best believe black women don't just go around embarrassing black men for rejection purposes, for fun. They do the opposite. Because a black woman don't know if she politely rejects you. She says, no, thank you, I'm fine, but have a nice day. She don't know. You still might mollywop her upside the head with a glass bottle of apple cider vinegar. You still might put on some brass knuckles and punch her in the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? You still might kick her in the shins with your steel-toed boots. She don't know. Whether she says nothing, whether she declines politely, whether she be rude, she don't know what kind of outcome she gonna get. So common sense would tell you, no, black women don't just give out nuclear rejections for no reason. If you get in nuclear rejections as an adult, you a grown-ass man getting nuclear rejections, you doing something very wrong. You doing something very wrong. You know, nuclear rejections was something we saw in middle school, high school. You know, we ain't had no games, so we used to do stupid stuff trying to get women's attention. You know, you throw pencils at them. You know, you mush them in the forehead. You know, you trip them in the street, or not in the street, but in the hallway. You make fun of them. You know, that's what we did when we was kids because we ain't had no game. So yeah, back then the girls used to make a scene and embarrass us, but we used to laugh and like that because it was all we wanted was some attention. We didn't even care if it was positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? If a girl was screaming at us saying we was irritating, we used to laugh and say, damn, bro, I'm in there. But that's when we was kids. That's when we was kids. You a grown man and a woman is making a scene about her rejection. You doing something real wrong, bro. You doing something hella wrong. But we gonna keep listening to this video.
Black manosphere who are supposedly quote unquote Team Becky. This is coming from a brother who dealt with black women all his life. And I've seen black women delight in shooting other brothers down. And everybody listening to me right now knows what I'm saying is true.
And I understand that that can hurt, but at the same
Y'all heard what he just said. He said, I've seen black women delight in shutting another brother down. And everyone who's listening knows it's true. I don't believe that to be true. Now, like I said, in middle school, high school, hell yeah. They'll embarrass a dude and then go off laughing and kikiing. That's what they did. I've never seen that in the real world. I've never seen that on my university campus. I ain't never seen that in no club, no lounge. I ain't never seen that in the street. You know what I'm saying? Even when I go back home to the city, I'm from Detroit. Even when I go back to Detroit and I go out downtown on a Saturday night, it's dudes approaching women everywhere. Even the hood rat chicks don't just go around embarrassing dudes unless he do something that's hella crazy. You know, a hood rat chick, shit, I ain't playing with you. Boy, bye. I ain't playing with you. They'll do something like that. They ain't about to just make a scene. Even the hood rat chicks, bro. They ain't about to be making no scene unless you do something hella crazy. So that tells you you are doing something that is all the way wrong, my nigga. Like every time you say something, it's one of them DJ scratch the record moments. Like all the music stopped, they turn the lights on in the club, everybody stopped dancing because you done something freaky. You know what I'm saying? I mean freaky in a bad way. You know, weirdo freaky.
Same time, if a woman is shooting you down for purely shallow reasons, if it's just no, you're too short, why even let that bother you? Why not just move on and find a woman who's not so shallow?
Once again, he didn't say nothing crazy. He didn't say nothing philosophical or revolutionary. He said something that's common sense. If it's women out here that just do not like you purely based on height, maybe go to the women who don't care as much about your height. You would think that would make sense to people, but I mean, apparently to some people it don't. You know what I'm saying? Even with myself, I'm a muscular dude. Every woman don't like muscles, you know? So if I approach a woman who just don't like dudes with muscles, I'm not about to, man, that bitch crazy. That bitch, man. It's like, nah, bro, if she don't like muscles, I'm gonna just go to the other women who do. You know what I'm saying? Or I have pierced ears. If I walk up to a woman, she don't like dudes with pierced ears, I'll go to the women who don't care. Some of y'all know I used to be a 360 waver. I decided to cut my waves off and rock the baldy. So I'm a bald 20-year-old. You know, that's different. I'm loving the look. Everybody loving the look. But a lot of dudes, you know, to a lot of people, being bald at 20 is a weird look. So if I approach a chick and she don't like dudes that's bald, what the fuck I'ma do? What I'ma do? Monkey paw in the nose? Like, no, I'ma just say, okay, you have a good day. I'ma go talk to some other women. Cause I mean, in reality, most of the chicks is actually liking me more with the body than with the waves, but that's another story. But you know, y'all understand. I'm just saying. If I walk up to a woman and she don't like dudes that's bald, that ain't my problem. It's not a problem at all. Everybody's entitled to have they standards. Just like me, I got my own standards. You know what I'm saying? Like personally, for me, with stuff like everybody got their own standards, right? So like for me, I don't like all of the like super extravagantly bright hair colors, you know, like your neon greens, your neon oranges. But I'm not about to hate on it. I'll just leave them be and let the other dudes who like that or don't care about it talk to them. I'm not gonna get on here and talk, man, I hate these bitches with all these bright ass colored weaves. I wish they would just blah 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 blah. It's like, bro, it's not my hair. That's not my woman. It's not my concern. I'll just let them live and let the other dudes talk to them. If I'm some little old dude who don't want to mess with you because you got neon hair, it's 100 other dudes across the street that will gladly get with you. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason to take people's standards so personal. It's no reason to take people's standards so personal, dog. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not that serious.
Do you see what you just did there? You don't even see it. You don't even see it. You see what you just did there?
Enlighten me.
Did you just said something that again, you don't know what that's like, man.
This is a trigger moment.
Oh, you just move on to someone else. Well, you know, that's easy to say. Well, you know, that's like saying people that had to deal with sitting in the back of the bus back in the day. Well, why don't you just go and walk to work? Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah.
And now, as y'all heard it first, this man just compared his height challenges to Rosa Parks sitting in the back of the bus, to civil rights, to racism, to segregation. He just said, telling me to go to some other women who don't care about my height is like telling the people who had to sit in the back of the bus just walk to work. That's how deeply emotional this height thing is for him. You know, and I'm not here to invalidate his experience. You know, I don't know what he been through about his height. I don't know what he been through with women. I have no idea. Only he knows, and the women who did it. But to compare your experiences of being short, we got C Boogie in the building. To compare your experiences of being short to sitting in the back of the bus, my nigga, we gonna do that. We gonna go that far. We going that far. That's how emotional this height talk gets him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've never in my life heard a short dude talk about being short like this before. Back of the bus, you don't know nothing about that short life. Then he compared it to being gay. Like I ain't never experienced it before. This is new to me. And I think Obsidian is something in his 50s, bro. Like this is a grown elder. Like this is a nigga you consider your elder right now. I think he like 50 something. Talking like this. This height thing has just taken all rationality out of his brain and just said, fuck it. Racism, I'm about to compare it to my height. Nigga. Fuck it.
Yeah.
5'7's really not that short. I know
Oh,
a
yeah,
whole
it
bunch
is.
of
No,
people
you
who
know,
are
it is.
5'7
It
who
is.
have
It is. It
successful
is.
marriage.
And see, this is another reason why I can't accept the fact that he said he 5'7. Because like David West just said, 5'7 is not that short, bro. Average height for a man in America is like 5'8 or 5'9. 5'7 doesn't even look that short. You know, like you could look at a dude and be like, damn, that nigga short as hell. 5'7 don't even look that short, if we being real. 5'7 don't even look that short. Like if a 5'7 nigga walk in the room, ain't nobody gonna notice because he's super short. That's why I think Obsidian is like 5'5, 5'6. I'm leaning more towards 5'5 because 5'5 is that range where you start noticing niggas because he's short. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying 5'5 is where a nigga walk in a room and you start to notice like, okay, that's a kind of a short nigga. 5'7 is not that height. 5'7 is not that height. 5'7 is not that height. He got to be 5'5. I could even push it to maybe even 5'4. He might even be 5'4. He ain't 5'7. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
It is. It is. It is. In Black America, it is. In Black America, it is.
Okay, then if that's the problem you're facing, why not step outside of Black America? Why not get on some online dating profiles and just find women that you find things in common with?
Do you see what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is the problem that I have with critics of the manosphere. See, my problem with the critics of the manosphere is that you guys don't know that life. But
okay, wait. We about to rewind that, and I need y'all to pay close attention to what he's saying right here. We're gonna go back a couple seconds. Pay close attention to what he about to say.
Problem with the critics of the manosphere. See, my problem with the critics of the manosphere is that you guys don't know that life. But you got you're so strident about it. You're so strident, but you don't know that life. There's a reason why the manosphere exists. I'm not saying you got to like it. I'm not saying you got to agree with it.
Y'all heard what he just said, right? Y'all heard what he just said. He said there's a reason the manosphere exists. That inclines me to think the whole manosphere was made because it's hurt niggas out here. And niggas wanted somewhere to vent their issues. That's what it inclines me to think. I could be wrong, but we just listened to Obsidian, rant about his short life. And then he says there's a reason why the manosphere exists. You critics of the manosphere just don't get it. So right now he talking about me because y'all know I criticize the manosphere. I ain't a part of that. So right now he talking about me. He's saying the thing that I don't like about y'all is y'all are so strident about your criticisms, which he is indeed correct. I am very strident about my criticism about the manosphere. Then he says there's a reason why it exists. Let's keep playing.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a very real, legitimate reason why it exists. And I take umbrage to the idea that interlopers are going to tell me and other brothers in the black manosphere how to respond to situations that they don't know nothing about, never lived, never walked a mile in their shoes. I take umbrage to that, sir.
I guess what
Y'all heard that, right? He said he takes umbrage to dudes criticizing them when they haven't lived their experiences. He making it sound like he's lived a life of abuse. And we trying to tell them, just get over it, bro. You don't know nothing about that life. And you're so strident. I take umbrage. Bro, you take umbrage? You take umbrage. Because all we want to do is ask you, have you ever thought about maybe the problem isn't the height? Maybe the problem is you. That's called being strident, having common sense, having our feet on the earth, actually having our 10 toes on the ground and not somewhere up in space. That's being strident. That's what you take umbrage to. Me saying, hey, bro, if every time you talk to a woman, she runs a 40-yard dash in the opposite direction, maybe you doing something wrong. That's what I'm so strident about and you take umbrage for? Or take umbrage about? Come on, my nigga. That's just common sense. That's like me telling a fat person, hey, bro, you fat, maybe you need to eat less. Maybe you'll lose weight. It's the same thing. It's common sense. Hey, bro, you trash at basketball. Maybe you need to practice more. Common sense. Hey, bro, you weak as hell. Maybe you need to get in the weight room. Hey, nigga, you smell like ass. Maybe you need to take 2 more showers today. Like, this is all common sense. Where you are deficient, maybe you need to put some more time in that area so you can become proficient. To me, that's common sense. I don't know about y'all. Drop a 1 in the chat if that's common sense to y'all. I'm trying to see where y'all heads is at. If you in the chat, drop a 1 if it's common sense to say, hey, bro, where you're deficient, put in some extra work so you can become proficient. Drop a 1 if that's common sense. Drop a 1 if that's common sense. Because maybe I'm the one that don't understand. We done all said this before. Maybe we the ones tripping. Maybe we the ones tripping. Okay, I see ones. Okay, so maybe I'm not tripping. Or maybe we all tripping. Because to me, bro, all I'm saying is this. If you know you don't got no gab, you have no gift of gab, you have no mouthpiece, maybe start talking to more people. If you know you look like a big ass tub of lard, you look like a big ass container of whipped butter, maybe you need to get in the gym. If you know you smell like erasers, if you know you smell like the crusty remnants that be around the cap of the barbecue sauce, maybe you need to invest in some better soap. Maybe you need to take more showers. Wash between your ass more. That's all we be saying. But he considers it being strident, and he holds umbrage to it. That proves right there, these niggas don't want y'all to improve. They don't want y'all to better yourself. Because every time somebody bring it up, we being strident, right? We're being so strident about our criticisms. When we say, hey, bro, maybe just upgrade your wardrobe. Maybe you need to socialize more. Maybe get a different haircut. Maybe start taking a shower every day. We gonna keep playing this video, dog.
What I'm trying to say, and I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that there are absolutely women out there who would refuse to date a man who's 5'7".
Exactly.
And then turn around. And here's the other thing. And the very same black women who will do that, then turn around and try to shame and cajole you about body positivity, about colorism, 4C hair, lookism, featureism. You can't handle a strong black woman. Do you see the fuckery that's going on here? This is the reason why, Mr. West, my stock and trade, I make my money talking about black female fuckery. Because that's exactly.
And see, this is where he just told on himself. He just snitched on himself hella clean. He's his own op, bro. He's his own feds. He just snitched on himself. Because of course he did the regular manosphere thing where they compare men to women. You know, the first thing they say is, well, what about what the women do? It's not fair. How come she gets to do it and I don't? What about what the women say? Body positivity. What else did he say? I don't even remember, dog. He said body positivity. He said something else and something else. All that does is show me that all these women that he's wanted, all these women, body positivity. What else did he say? Independent woman. All of these things are traits of women who he actually wants. He wants these kind of women. He's just had a lot of trouble getting them. You know what I'm saying? Because I've told y'all before, me, you know, some other dudes, like we just had C Boogie say what's up in the chat. Red Sings the Blues, other content creators who are like on more of the realistic side of things. There's no interest in talking about women who we not interested in. You know, so I'm not going to get on here and make a 4-hour live stream about weaves and makeup and, you know, OnlyFans and Instagram models. I'm not going to do that because those are not the kind of women I'm interested in. I just let them live, do what they do. It's other dudes that'll deal with them. But I could understand it'd be different if I would have shot my shot with a bunch of Instagram models, shot my shot with a bunch of, you know, OnlyFans models, shot my shot with a bunch of chicks with neon rainbow highlighter color hair, and they all turn me down and embarrass me. Then it would make sense for me to get on here and say, man, fuck all them women. Fuck all them hoes. Bitches ain't shit. It will make sense. Because I'm literally heartbroken. It will make sense because I'm literally heartbroken and I couldn't get the women that I actually wanted. So now, since I can't get the attention I want from them in a positive way, I'm going to just talk about them. So now hopefully they come in my comment section, they come in my chat. Even though they probably going to say some negative things to me and about me, it's still attention from them. It's still the attention that I wanted back when they were turning me down. When I wanted the positive attention. Now I don't care if it's positive or negative. I just want some attention from these women. So I'm going to just talk about them all day long. You see how things paint themselves, pictures paint themselves. You see how people tell on themselves, what's good, Nia X? You see how people tell on themselves, bro. If you have no interest in these women, if you claim these women are just so bad, then why do you even bring them up? Why even start ranting about women who say they independent and don't need no man and body positivity? Unless you want them. Unless they the ones who done broke your heart. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep watching.
Exactly what it is.
Are you sure it's not the fact that you make a living talking about black female fuckery that is ruining your chances with the women and not your height?
Absolutely.
Because I just don't think that
It's bringing balance to the force.
See, now that was a point where I know Obsidian had to be lying to himself. He had to be. Because that was a legitimate question that David West asked. He said, maybe it's the fact that you make money off black female fuckery that, you know, maybe they don't like you. And he says, absolutely not. Nigga, you know you lying. You know you lying. You know you are lying. Because as soon as a woman that you meet Googles your name and listens to one of your podcasts or call it a podcast. As soon as she listen to one of your podcasts, she gonna say, this the nigga who I gave my number to? This the nigga who said, can we go out to eat next weekend? He be on here talking like this. He be strung out like this. He be comparing short life to gay life. He be calling black women antisocial bitches. That's him. Yeah, I ain't going out with him. Hell no. Hell no. See, he know he just lied. I don't even know why he tried to pretend. Like, come on, dog. You know, let's stop playing games.
You know,
I'm the Mace Windu up in this piece. I'm bringing balance to the force. It was for many, many years I had to take that crap, and now I'm hitting back.
y'all hear this, right? Y'all hear this, right? He said, I took this my whole life, and now I'm bringing back the hit. I'm getting my revenge. I'm getting my vengeance on my ego. All them times I got that nuclear rejection, I'm bringing the heat back. Now I get to talk down on you because you made fun of me. You said I looked like Papa Smurf. You said I looked like a fucking gnome. You said I was built like a baby bottle. You patted me on the top of my head. You patted me on the top of my head and said I look cute. So now I get to talk about y'all online and make money from it because you did it to me for free. You hear what's coming out of this dude's mouth, right?
And it feels so damn good. I'm like Chuck Mangione back in the day. It feels so damn good.
And it feels so damn good.
I guess what I would say is that it seems like, I mean, you've had a pretty calm discussion for the most part, but you've really gotten like pretty angry talking about the height
this
thing.
gets me fired up and ready to go.
Seems like you have a little bit of I don't say this like an insult at all, but it seems like you have a little bit of a complex here. Are you sure it's not it's not more of a complex than the actual height? That hurts your chances?
No, the height is the height.
He brought up complexes. Now you know a conversation with an angry short nigga is gonna go left once you bring up complexes. That's where you gotta insert that meme where it's like, you know you done fucked up, right? Once you bring up complexes to these niggas and they already angry, oh yeah, you done messed up. He coming for your head. If he could jump up there and reach it. He coming for your head if he could reach it. You feel me?
Right. The number is the number.
Right. But a lot of guys that are 5'7" go on to have perfectly happy marriages and get with plenty of women.
You can't even name them.
I could. I know several of them.
You can't even name them.
How many okay. In Oregon, how many do you know? Give me a number.
Just that are my close personal friends, I could probably give you 4.
That's another trend you see with these kind of men is they love numbers. He just asked David to give him a number of how many 5'7" dudes are in happy relationships in Oregon. A number. Like he wants an amount. Like he wants something like, you know, he wants 10,394 short niggas are happily married in Oregon. Like, what sense does that even make? You want a number? Like, is that going to make you feel better? He said, you can't even name them. You can't even name them.
4 or 5 guys who are 5'7" or under.
4 or 5. That's not even statistically significant.
Well, but obviously my close personal friends aren't going to be a large enough sample
statistically
size to be
significant.
And what I'm saying to you
I
is that
know.
scientific
Well,
evidence is
let me-
pretty
let-
damn
let me
conclusive.
make a point that might mean something
Scientific
more here.
evidence.
Yeah.
That I am very good friends with. The oldest brother, one of my best friends, we're about the same height.
Yeah.
His dad's about the same height. Other than that, all of his brothers are under 5'9". They all ended up short for some reason, except for him.
Yeah.
Two of them in particular are like,
You know, that's funny because my grandfather on my dad's side is the same way. So on my dad's side, my dad's dad, my grandfather, I forget how many brothers he had. It was something like 3 or 4. My grandfather had 3 or 4 brothers who were all like 6'7", 6'9", 6'8", 6'6". All of them were extraordinarily tall. One of them played college basketball for Texas A&M. Y'all ever seen the movie Glory Road? Y'all heard of Harry Flournoy? Yeah. That's one of my great uncles. But you want to know how tall my grandfather was? Who had all these brothers who were over 6'5"? My grandpops came out 5'9". 5'9". With 3 or 4 other brothers that was almost 6 feet. You want to know what happened with my grandfather? He met my grandma something like almost 60 years ago, if not already 60 years ago. They met. They moved up north. Eventually, they came and settled in Detroit. And they've been married the whole time. Still married to this day. You know what I'm saying? They are going to pass on having been married for like over 60 years. So, having tall brothers didn't take my grandma away from my grandpa. She didn't say, oh, you got some tall brothers. I'm going to go mess with them instead. She said, no, I see your 6'8" brother. I see your 6'6" brother. I see your 6'7" brother. I see your 6'10" brother. But I see your 5'8", 5'7". I see your short ass and I love your ass. So I'm going to stay with you. You feel me? So David has a point here.
5'6", 5'7". They both have extremely attractive wives. They both.
And my grandma was
managed to get
beautiful. I
married.
forgot to say that. My grandma
They
was beautiful.
both have never had any problem getting
Dark
women
skinned, beautiful woman, rocking
because
afros.
they are good guys from a good family who have good values. Like there's a lot of other things that matter that could easily overcome being moderately
Coulda,
short,
shoulda, woulda.
even to very short.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. See, I like highlighting the hypocrisy. That's
the problem with a lot of these dudes who, shield themselves with the height argument. Every time you try to give them positivity, every time you try to give them, positive reinforcement. Hey, bro, yeah, you are short, but there's plenty of short dudes out here who have happy marriages, happy families. They go, well, nope, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Those are anomalies. They always reject the positive energy being thrown their way. They always reject. Bro, there's plenty of happy short dudes out here with happy women on their arm. They always got to reject it. What's good, Special Ray? That's the homie. They always gotta push back against the positive energy, the hope. They always gotta push back against the hope because they done already gave up.
so many black women engage in. Let's try this again. The very same black women that have no qualms clowning the brother because he's sure he can't do nothing about it will turn right around and now want to whine, bitch, and moan because the guys they checking for ain't checking for them because colorism, body positivity, 4C hair, featureism, looksism, can't handle a strong black woman, can't deal with a baby mama. Do you see the hypocrisy?
So I'm gonna break down what I think is going on here. Y'all already probably ahead of me. Y'all probably already know what I'm about to say. Based off what he just said, he's saying that the women he liked, they said, no, I ain't messing with you. And they went to go talk to the other dudes. They They said, I ain't messing with you, Obsidian. I'm gonna go talk to these other men. And then Obsidian was sitting there looking from across the street, punching the air. That's what's going on here. That's the mindset that's going on right here. And we are listening to it. Not in real time because this ain't live, but we listening to it on video. He said that the same women who made fun of a short brother for being short, they went to the other dudes who rejected him, and then they want to complain. You see what's going on here, right? Comparing himself to a woman. Comparing himself to a woman. Complaining about, oh, y'all didn't want to talk to me. Y'all wanted to talk to the other dudes.
Sure, but you're being kind of just as hypocritical by taking these things that because you're acting like, being vitriolic about these things is bad.
Wait, hold on. Where's the vitriol in what I'm saying? Where's the
Then they want, see, that's what I don't like either, is the being disingenuous. He's asking, where's the vitriol, when the vitriol is crystal clear. The vitriol is front and center. The vitriol is front and center. But he trying to lie and act like it's not there. I would appreciate it a lot more if a dude, if he would just admit, yeah, bro, there is vitriol in what I'm saying. I am angry at these women. I don't like these women because they don't like me. I will respect that more than trying to be disingenuous and saying, where is the vitriol? When you just sat here and ranted about the women who you liked going over to other dudes and complaining. Nigga, that's vitriol.
Vitriol in what I'm saying.
There is a lot of vitriol in what you're saying, but that's not what I said. I said that you're acting like the vitriol coming from women is bad, and then you're turning around and being just as arbitrary and vitriolic as you're accusing them of being.
How so? How am I being?
Here's another one of them common sense points. Here's another one. He said, you're pointing out the hypocrisy, but you don't realize you sound just like them. We say this all the time. Bro. You sound just like a woman complaining. You sound just like the women complaining about men. We say this all the time. You sound just like a woman. You sound like a hurt lady. You sound like a damsel in distress.
Cruel and bitter when I mention that I would not, that I'm just mentioning my preference. Black women are not just mentioning a preference. They're being cruel and bitter with their preference. How am I being cruel and bitter? What I'm talking about with regard to black women, and we just got finished talking about too, baby mama-ism and riding the BJC one too many times. They got 100% control over both of those things, Mr. West.
And so y'all heard him say black women are very bitter with their preferences. He's taking his own personal experience and putting it on all the other black women. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that every other black dude has had my same experience. Because you got to remember, he's talking to a white man. So Obsidian is telling this white man, all these other short black dudes share my same experience. Because all these black women are bitter about their preferences. If black women were so bitter about their preferences, it would be a lot more angry dudes out here on YouTube. If black women were just embarrassing dudes solely because they weren't your preference, or you weren't their preference, excuse me. I'm not every woman's preference, bro. I'm not every woman's preference. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look. Y'all see my image on the screen. What do I have? I got a wide ass nose, a nose that I love. Every woman might not like my nose, but ain't no woman came up to me, slapped me in the face and said, you got a big ass, ugly ass nose. That ain't never happened to me. What else do I got? I got big lips that I love and appreciate. Every woman ain't gonna like big lips. Ain't no woman ever slapped me in the face and said, you got ugly ass, big ass lips. I got on a black tank top. We could get petty. Every woman don't like dudes who wear tank tops. Ain't no woman ever walked up to me for no reason and said, you got on this ugly ass, dusty ass, dirty ass tank top. I wear glasses. Every chick don't like dudes that wear glasses. I had a hat on. Every woman don't like dudes that wear hats. I got facial hair on my face, but I don't got no real beard. Ain't no woman ever just walked up to me and, you got that baby ass facial hair on your face. Grow a goddamn beard, you pussy ass nigga. Like, that's never happened to me. And all I could do was be honest. That's never happened to me, bro. A woman has never embarrassed me about some facial feature or some feature on my body. It just hasn't happened. So I have to argue against his statement where he says black women are just extremely bitter with their preferences. Because I'm not every black woman's preference, but no black woman has ever addressed me in a bitter way because I wasn't her preference. I got caramel skin. Some black women only like dark skinned niggas or only like light skinned niggas. So they ain't never walked up to me and said, you look like a bag of red mulch. Nigga, you look like some dirty ass butterscotch ice cream. Like they've never came up to me and said no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, your skin the same color as your cognac interior in your car. I've never gotten that. Never gotten it. So I have to push back against that, bro. I would never say black women are openly bitter about their preferences because that's not my experience. That's not a lot of dudes' experience. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get back cracking in this video.
Same thing with weight. They got 100% control over what they put in their mouth, going right down the hatch. Womp, womp, womp. But a brother like me has no control over height. None. So
Right.
how are they comparable?
I'm not necessarily just talking about the height thing here. I think that
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is that if you had just, kind of in a calm, rational manner been like, yeah, I've been rejected because of my height and it hurts. I don't think anyone have a problem with that. But you're talking about all sorts of other stuff, and frankly, I don't. You seem very, very angry, and you seem to act like you've only ever been rejected over height and stuff. But if you think
that's because well, I'll tell you something else has been rejected over too, is that's occupation. Black women are known to have, this is well documented, not my opinion. Black women look down on blue collar guys too. That's a fact.
And here he goes with the facts again, the scientific evidence, the data, right? I'm sure we all know some black women who are happily with a blue collar man. I have two cousins who are married. Both they men work in plants, automobile plants. Now, granted, both they men are high ranking in the automobile plant, so they make much more money than your regular plant worker. But two of my cousins happily married to blue collar dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's only two examples. Plenty of women out here happy with blue collar men. I'm not saying it's every black woman. And of course, a black woman probably is initially, she not thinking about a blue collar maybe off the bat. She probably thinking she wants someone a lot more money. Or maybe somebody who run their own business. When I get that goes back to the standard thing. If a black woman say, I will not mess with a dude who's blue collar, hey, bro, all you could do is let her live. All you could do is say, hey, you know what? You have a nice day. And let some dude who's white collar or run their own business talk instead. Then you go find some woman who appreciates you being blue collar. You know what I'm saying? Even if she don't like blue collar dudes, why does that matter to you? Why does that matter to you? She don't like blue collar dudes, send her on her way. She happy. You could be happy. I don't see the problem.
that's a legitimate thing that if you want to point
Oh,
out, hey, it's
but the height
ridiculous.
thing ain't legitimate.
The height thing is not. Look, the
So
height thing
let
is
me
not
get
something you should
let
be
me get this
mean
straight. So
over.
I just want to make sure I understand this. So the occupational piece is legitimate, but the height thing ain't legitimate. Coming from the white guy by his own admission, good looking, 6'1", but the occupation thing is legitimate, but the height thing ain't legitimate. Do you see what I'm talking about?
See, then he had to make it kind of weird, you know. He said, coming from the good looking 6'1" white dude. I'm like, okay, my nigga, like, all right. Okay, you going a little bit too far, my nigga. Like, what you about to say next?
That's not what I'm saying, and I was about to explain otherwise before you cut me off.
Go ahead.
The occupation thing is absurd and frankly shows a lot of ignorance. There's plenty of blue collar guys that are making high 5 to even lower mid 6 figures.
That doesn't matter.
I'm a blue collar guy. I come from blue collar background.
That doesn't matter.
I know, and that's why I'm saying, if a woman really thinks it doesn't matter, if she says, I'd never date a man who is a contractor, even though the contractor is making $150,000 a year, that's ridiculous. Frankly, no one's missing out on much by losing out on the opportunity.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of black women that think like that. Listen to Kevin for a while. You'll hear it for yourself.
The height thing.
He said, listen to Kevin Samuels. He said, listen to Kevin Samuels. You know, and I have a lot of dudes who, well, not a lot, but recently I've had dudes in my comments bringing up Kevin Samuels, right? Well, what about Kevin Samuels? You know, what about the black women on Kevin Samuels? Why do black women act masculine to Kevin Samuels? You know what I'm saying? Like, bringing up Kevin Samuels with this and that. All I'm going to say is this, man. I personally, this is just me. This is just me. No one else. This is no one else's opinion but mine. I can't listen to a dude who I think is moist talk about heterosexual relationships. I can't do it. That's just me. Just my opinion. I can't listen to a dude who I think is moist berate and disrespect black women on a public platform with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I can't do it. It's just not in me. I'm not drawn to watching women get triggered by a dude in a suit, you know, over StreamYard. I don't find the interest. I don't take his word from a dude who just, he talked to women like he a woman. I can't do it. That's just me. So for anybody listening, if you ever thought about asking me about what I think about Kevin Samuels, that's that. I don't know Kevin Samuels. I've never met the man. Obviously, I don't know nothing about him. I used to listen to Kevin Samuels when he was just talking about fragrances and stuff like that, you know, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know, that was his expertise, colognes and all that. I was listening to Kevin Samuels for all that. But once he transitioned into the dating coach thing, that's when I had to drop off. Then he got on here starting to disrespect women. That's when I started having a problem. Because I have to question if you even like women. You know what I'm saying? I have to. You know, so Obsidian brings up Kevin Samuels. To me, bro, I'm going to just say this. Any dude, I won't say any, but most of the dudes who heavily support Kevin Samuels, all I'm going to say is there's a certain mindset that accompanies them. I'm going to just say that. It's a certain mindset that comes with a lot of dudes who really love Kevin Samuels. I'm not saying all the dudes, just a lot. It's a certain mindset there that I just don't share.
Is kind of the same thing. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. If a woman's preference would be to be with a man who's 6 feet tall, there's nothing wrong with that. However, if that same woman would just arbitrarily never even consider anyone below that height, I think that much of the time that can become bad and wrong. If she wouldn't be like, you know what, yeah, that guy's 5'8", but he's a really good guy. He's really good to me. He's a hard worker. He'd be a good dad. If she'd rule that guy out just because he's a couple inches shorter.
Yeah, a lot of black women do that. Black women do that after they get ran to the BJC,
so,
get a couple shirts, a couple weapons up in them. Then they'll say, oh, yeah, he's a really good guy after that. Oh, wow.
And so my point, And so my point is that when a woman blows, if a woman
This
blows you
man.
off for that reason, and that reason alone, you're not missing out on that much. Move along, find a more quality woman is not going to be immediately and utterly turned off by you being a little bit shorter than her ideal, which leads me to
Once again, it comes back full circle to common sense. If a woman is shallow enough, which she has a right to be, but if she's shallow enough to say, damn, you're the perfect man, but you short, I can't mess with you. You didn't need to be with her anyway. She was probably going to be a headache and a half anyway. So just move on. Just move on. But you heard what Obsidian said. He said, yeah, and then they go on and move on to some other dude and ride the BJC, which earlier in the interview he described as it's an acronym for big, juicy, some other word that I just don't like saying. You could probably figure it out. BJC. That's his little word. So he said, women get approached by the nice guy, don't like him, ride the BJC, and then come back and say, damn, you were a good guy. So we hear that argument a lot. Sounds like incel talk to me, but that's just my opinion.
I believe that if you're this angry about women doing this and rejecting you ostensibly because of your height, it hasn't been just because of your height. It's been other things that have had them rejected.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
That's funny as fuck.
Black women are known. Have you ever heard of the angry black?
There are plenty of black women who are married to 5'7" guys.
Are you familiar with the angry black woman stereotype?
Uh-oh.
Yes, I am.
Exactly. You're way out there in the sticks in Oregon, and even you know about the angry black woman stereotype. So if anybody's going to be talking about anybody being angry, they need to go and look in the mirror first.
Are you familiar with the Napoleon complex?
He said they need to go look in the mirror first. Well, Obsidian, when we tell you to do that, we get all kind of pushback. When we say maybe you should look in the mirror, you got to tell us we don't know about that short life. We don't know about that short life. Yeah, A&N. Yeah, sus alert. Yeah, bro. But every time we say look in the mirror, you got to tell us we don't know about that short life. We don't know what we talking about. But you just said, all the black women should look in the mirror for being angry black women. Tell me how that makes sense. I need a logic breakdown. I really need it. Just logic, not even an explanation, just logically. How does that make sense? That's hypocrisy. Where he just said he likes to point out the hypocrisy of black women. That's hypocrisy. Telling them to go look in the mirror because of the angry black woman trope. Nigga, you have the short angry nigga trope. You have the angry short black man trope. You need to look in the mirror too, then, according to your own logic, for being angry.
Yeah, I am, and it's a bunch of bunk. It's not scientifically proven at all. It's propaganda by the Brits against the French. That's what that was.
Well, that is true. I think Napoleon was like perfectly average height for
niggas always trying to sound smart.
That's right. That's right.
But that doesn't mean that the Napoleon complex idea, the idea that short men often,
let me say this. There's this idea that if you're just quiet and just judicious and sober and you're just happy-go-lucky, things will go better for you. Man, bunk that crap.
Bunk that, nigga.
Make some noise. I like LL Cool J when he said, "My radio, believe me, I like it loud."
Fuck it, let's raise the roof too.
Noise.
So, he's pretty much proving the Napoleon complex if he didn't realize when he was trying to sound smart, talking about it was propaganda, back when against the French and all that. He just proved it. He just said it in a different way. He said, I wasn't going to get by being quiet, so I just had to be loud. That's literally the Napoleon complex. You a short nigga. If you not loud, you go unnoticed. So you had to be loud. That's the Napoleon complex, nigga.
So would what it sounds like you're a guy who wants to stay a bachelor. So if that's the case, and you seem to, by your own words, get with plenty of women, why do you even care that some women won't marry a guy who's 5'7"?
Why do white people climb mountains, Mr. West? You're out there, what, Mount Rainier and Big Sur and all the rest of it.
I'm closer to Mount
Why do
Shasta,
white
but
people
yeah,
climb
Mount
mountains?
Shasta. Why do white people climb rocks? You tell me. Why do they do
white
that rock
people
climbing
climb
thing?
rocks,
They ain't even
David?
got no rope. They just got the little bag of dust there, and they climb the rock. Why do they do that?
Why do they
that would be
climb
rock
rocks?
climbing, not mountain climbing. But
Yeah, why do they do that?
because it's fun.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because it's there. That's why.
What?
You want to know the reason why I do what I do? You know why? Because black female fuckery is there. That's why.
Man, you know, that was almost as bad of an analogy as, y'all remember Mr. Let Go? Y'all remember when I did a breakdown on Mr. Let Go and he was comparing women to dragonflies and lawnmowers and all that? That was almost as bad as Mr. Let Go. You know, he said, why do white people climb mountains? Because they're there. I make money on black female fuckery because it's there. That didn't even make sense.
Okay. I guess what I was trying to ask though is like, are you, let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you some questions about your history. Is not getting married something that you've kind of always wanted? Or is that more
Hell
something
no.
that you developed into as you got more jaded about women?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Bro, just be honest.
A little bit of both.
Just be honest, bro. Come on.
But would you?
We got GK in the building. What up, though, man?
That most quality women wouldn't reject a man just because of his height?
I believe that most women who believe themselves quality women will absolutely reject a man over his height and reject a man over any other matter of thing.
Okay,
I absolutely believe it.
But would you consider those women quality women if that's what they're doing?
I don't know. It depends on the woman.
Man, what?
Some.
See, he thinks that women just willy-nilly reject niggas because of their height. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know he's not 5'7". I know he's not 5'7". I've never heard a 5'7" nigga have this many height problems. Never. Never in my life. He gotta be 5'4". He has to be 5'4". There's no 5'7" nigga talking for an hour about height challenges. 5'7" is not that short. I'm giving him 5'5" at max. 5'5" at max. You know, he probably 5'7" when he got on some Timbs and they 2 sizes too big, and he put 3 extra Dr. Souls insoles in them motherfuckers, you know, with the gel and orthopedic insoles and all that. That added about 3-4 inches to his height. So then he was 5'7", but barefoot Obsidian is not 5'7", bro. I refuse to believe that.
Some women are quality in my eyes, others are not. But I can tell you this: in Black America, I don't want to deal with white America, because to tell you the truth, I don't deal with white women like that. But in Black America, I can tell you right off the rip, the quality and the non-quality will definitely kick you to the curb for whatever reason, and they do a lot.
To you, they kick this nigga to the curb for very fickle reasons. That don't just, bruh. Black women do not just turn down dudes left and right for little petty reasons all the time. Does it happen? Of course it does. We not dumb. But they don't just do that shit all the time. They don't do it like that, bro. Now, if you have some little weird quirks about you, you know, if you short, or, you know, maybe you got a aggressively crooked tooth, or, you know, I don't know, maybe something else that's going on. Now, they will point it out if you have a shitty personality, if you're a shitty person, because that's going to bring out all your flaws. So yeah, if you had some kind of deficiency, but she gave you the time, you know, to let you talk and let you speak, and she realized you were a weird ass nigga, then yeah, then she might point out, I ain't like you because you were short anyway. Because, women just do that, bro. Sometimes they just do that. The height might have not been a problem at all. But because she saw you were a weird ass nigga, she said, I ain't like you because you were short anyway. You feel me?
Okay. Well, what other questions exactly do you have for me? I'm curious. Can we kind of move on to another topic of conversation?
So do you want to take some calls? I'm gonna take some calls.
Yeah.
Sure.
So once we get to this point, that's pretty much the end of the interview that I really wanted to review. So we get into the closing of this live. Actually, I'll drop the link in the chat just in case anybody want to hop on. I haven't dropped a link in a live stream in a very long time, so we just gonna see if anybody want to come up and get a word. You know what I'm saying, about this short thing. Anything that Obsidian said, you got some opinions, you got some points, you got some anger behind it. You agree, disagree, whatever. Anybody welcome, you feel me? But to me, man, this whole little segment, it was about an hour. All that did, actually, it wasn't even an hour. It was like 30 minutes. But all that did for me, I got a Cash App. Hold on. Let me see. Appreciate you, GK, for the Cash App, $10 Cash App. Much love to you, bro. But yeah, man, all this did was let me know that, okay, maybe the height thing is a bigger deal to some dudes than I realized. I've never heard a dude talk about height like this before. And so it's kind of opening my eyes to, like, maybe it's a lot of other short dudes who think like this and don't say it. Maybe my short niggas think like this but don't say it. I wouldn't know. I don't know what going on inside their heads. I highly doubt it because they still get women and they still cool. But who else is thinking like this, bro? Because he not the only one. He not the only one who thinks being quote unquote 5'7" is the reason black women don't like him. You feel me? And I will hope he watches this. Because I want him to hear me say, your height is not your issue if you 5'7", bro. If you 5'7", height is not your issue. Now, if you was 42 Doug height, like 5'1", then yeah, your height is going to be a much bigger issue. But you say you 5'7", and you getting rejected solely because of your height. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I first heard Obsidian's voice on C Boogie's first collab with Obsidian, when I first heard his voice, I knew pretty much everything I needed to know about him. I knew pretty much everything. Because we as humans, we can hear from each other's voices. Like, we could kind of get a gauge of certain things. With men, you can tell from a dude's voice if he really talked to women like that. You know what I'm saying? What up, Red?
What up, man? What's up?
What's the deal, man? What you got to say?
Oh man, for lack of better words, man, you're going after an elder of the manosphere, man. You know what's coming next, but nah, I'll play with you. Nah, what I have to say to this, man, is that, for lack of better words, for me, man, like, yeah, there are women that will always get at you for your height, but like most of the time, you gotta have some form of it. So I like I wish I could defend Obsidian, but like in hindsight, I can't, because I'm just like, I'd rather go on the David West side of things and have the common sense to say, you know what, maybe this is not the type of woman that I would want to deal with anyway. And instead of, calling her a bitch or a hoe and all that, just say, hey, look, listen, like, it's no big deal, because that's what I do with women. Like, and they can just tell off the bat that you're an emotional guy if you're doing this type of shit. Like, it's one thing to get rejected on in real life, but then once you start, really putting your rejections out there on the internet, that's another thing. And I'm just, laughing at the whole thing, because, some guys just take it way too far. And I'm just like, all right, dude, look, listen, I have look, listen, I'm not gonna say I have the best time with women. I don't, but I'm not gonna like air out my like grievances like that where I'm gonna make my height like, oh, this is like discrimination on a regular basis. Like, nah, man, like I don't need to do that.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. Like, to me, all this really is him venting. Like, he's just venting his problems. That's what I mean. I ain't never done no therapy or nothing like that, but I mean, maybe he needs some therapy, some kind of counseling, some kind of like short niggas anonymous or something. I don't know.
I'm a, I'm
Because
a I'm a short dude, man. Like you think I'm tall, man. I'm not even that tall. I'm like what 5'5", 5'6" the last time I checked. And the thing is, man, like I don't really care about the thing about being short, and I think the best thing about being short is that most cars, right? Most cars are made for short people. Like if you're a tall nigga, like you gonna have trouble with a small ass car. I love being in small ass cars and you know I like Honda Civics, so you know those are built for guys that are 5'5" and whatnot. But like you know there are benefits to being a short dude. I can tell you for a fact that you know when I'm on the job when I was doing my stagehand work, you know, short guys can get into small crevices of places. I needed to get in small crevices of places. So and you know I do a lot of electric work. So you know if I was tall, right, I would have a difficult a difficult time trying to get you know inside a crevice so I can do some wiring work. But you know, I've been designated for a lot of jobs because I was short. Not and I didn't take that as an offense. I took that as an opportunity because I'm like, all right, let me show you that I'm not just a short dude. I'm a useful dude at that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, you found positives in what you were born with, and that's what everybody's supposed to do. Like when I was young, I was a basketball player. I had hoop dreams. So I wanted to be 6'8". I wanted to be 6'10".
Right.
I'm 5'11". So I didn't get on here and, start hating basketball because I wasn't tall enough. It's like, no, I just let all the tall niggas ride. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's the thing with not just Obsidian, but a lot of manosphere dudes. It's like, okay, if you're not tall enough for this one woman, just go to another woman, bro. Or
Yeah.
if you don't look how this woman wants you to look, just go to some other woman, bro. If you don't dress how she wants you to dress, move on. Like that's the whole thing with me is just it's billions of women out here. We live in the United States,
Yeah.
hundreds of millions of women. And you tripping because some women thought you was too short. Like I don't understand it, but I'm not short. So I don't understand the plight. So that's why I say I'm from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, and this is just for me, and I wish I could, you know, again, like I said, I wish I could be on, you know, Obsidian's side, but I'm gonna have to go to David West, not because oh he's a white person and I'm against him, but I'm gonna clown him on Monday. I'm gonna clown Obsidian on Monday, but it's not because oh I'm going after Obsidian because Obsidian's Obsidian. I'm going after him because I'm just like, dude, if you're short, I'm agreeing with like David because this is the fact of the manosphere in which you don't want to be associated with. And just for me, man, like I'm a short dude, so you know, and I'm not saying I have the like I said before, I don't have the best time with women, but yet again, I make do with the women that actually do like me. So it's like, you know, and with black women, you know, you're just gonna have to like you're gonna have to deal with it. If you want black women, then that comes with a territory. Okay, that's just how it is. Just the same as if you're going to a white woman, that's a territory. You're gonna have to know the territory before you even do that. But I think I think Obsidian just needs to get his heart rejected a lot more to not care anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's just my 2 cents on it.
Man, I don't know. To me, the whole rejection to build your character thing, that can go in two directions. Either it's gonna go very well or it's gonna go very wrong.
Mhm.
To me, I think Obsidian it just ended up on the wrong end of the stick. I think he
Yeah.
got rejected one too many times and it sent him off the rails to where he wants to make money off black female fuckery. Whereas some dudes they get rejected that one last time and then they say, all right, bet I'm about to revamp my whole image. I'm gonna self-improve every aspect of my life because I'm not trying to get rejected like this again. You know what I'm saying? Every dude don't react to rejection like that, and that's just a testament to masculinity and character at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's another thing too, that I actually did want to point out, and this is just why, you know, and like I said before, Obsidian is one of the guys that is a part of the, like the head of the, like he's the what I guess if it was something of the rather, I'm not saying like a holy trinity, but he's up there in like the manosphere ranks, right? So it's more or less like, you and me are going against the grain with it. But it's just more or less like this is the part of the manosphere in which I kind of have to push back on, because this is not what I like. Look, listen, I don't want to be a part of that. That's not me. Okay. I have my problems with women, all right, but height's not one of them. Okay. We have an ego problem. We have other problems other than height. All right. There are other things that we could talk about other than height. And it's just more or less like, come on, dude. Like, are you really gonna, you know, are you really gonna be quote unquote high values just so you can look down on other people? Because that's not helping your plight either.
Yeah. So this is SK. Is this Shortcakes?
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
what's going on? What you got to say?
I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry. My
Yeah, we can hear you.
earpiece.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hello?
Yep,
What's good?
we can hear you.
I don't know if you can hear me. Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hello?
Yo,
You hear me?
Yep,
yeah.
we can hear you.
Oh man.
All right, we give her a second. But
Come back out.
yeah, she gonna come out and come back in. But yeah, my thing with the whole manosphere thing, for me, man, it's really just I never watched all that manosphere content just because it's not my energy. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to watching people on YouTube, you're gonna watch people who you have at least some similar energy with, and a lot of guys, I don't share the same energy, like the O'Shea's, the Obsidians,
Right.
who are some other big guys like Kevin Samuels or Donovan Sharp. It's like I don't know these dudes. It's just what they be talking about, not even what they talk about, but the angle that they come at it from is not me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to be that one. But like, see, Boogie said earlier, some of these conversations, not all of them, but some of these conversations are just ugly nigga conversations.
Right.
Like some of these conversations are conversations that only a specific group of dudes are gonna have. Something that I'm not gonna understand. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think just for a lack of better words, and this is just something that I've looked at, from an outside looking in perspective of the manosphere. There are lots of topics that we can all talk about, but we're not doing that, right? And that's kind of where I kind of just distance myself from all of the she's for the streets type talks, because like, look, listen. If you're gonna say to me that you're gonna at the age of 30 you're gonna be in your prime and whatnot, for some guys that you might want to look in the if you're literally like 29 and you haven't gotten your shit together, don't talk to me about you're gonna be in your prime, because push comes to shove, I'm gonna do a lot more better than you, and that's just not a I'm
Hold on, my
comparing
earpiece.
but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the truth. Like, it's so many things that can be
Hello?
talked about besides Shortcase. You hear us?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thing might be acting up.
We can hear you.
I'm a drop her and re-add her, see if that do something.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. You can talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let her know in the chat. We can hear you.
We can hear. You
Yeah,
can talk.
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
But yeah, man, I mean, just to me, a lot of this, like he said, he makes money off black female fuckery. To me, a lot of these guys just make money off pulling at the heartstrings and the horny strings of dudes, pause. Like,
Yeah.
just making money off dudes' sexual frustration, and I can't get with that. I don't even understand. Like, I understand where the angle comes from, but I can't feel it, because I ain't never experienced that. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where, I figured it all out. Like when I started making content that was different from, the rest, right? Because everyone, everybody gravitates to the Kevin Samuels videos, the beef videos, I talk about the actual, like, you watch my videos, you watch my live streams. I
Yeah.
talk about all of the buffoonery that goes on in this space, and not even in this space, just outside of it. And the thing is, it's like guys mess themselves up all the damn time because of this content. And how do I know this? Well, the divorce court, that was number one. I've seen this in real life, like dudes literally.
Hello?
Hello, yes,
Hey, can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Yes. Okay. Hi, sorry about that. I had difficulties with my phone.
It's all
Oh
right.
yeah, we good.
Yeah. Oh, you can continue. I was gonna add in when you're done.
No. Go ahead. I was just speaking some buffoonery, but you go ahead, man.
It's just like a lot of incel behavior. Like it's just too weird. And it is, you're right about personality sometimes overlooks, but he can't be detrimental in all three areas. It's like pick a struggle, but also he's judgmental, and the statistics that they use, they like half-ass use them. Like they never tell the whole truth about it, or they lie or add on to it. And it's just like I'm just sick of that same rhetoric and the same thing just going around. Even before I started coming around in different spaces or B1 spaces, like I kind of been having my little run-ins with I don't know if his name Mr. Black, Jada Black, or Angry Hips or Angry Men. Like, cause I'm just like, it's they rhetoric is just so dangerous. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, Boss Talk Radio. Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
yeah, like he didn't change his name so many times. I can't keep up.
Well,
I don't really watch it.
I'm still gonna be Red Sings the Blues at the end of the day. So
Cause yeah, I even think it was like a nerd sector or whatever. He had something about those comics or whatever it was. It's just like it was just too much, and I
hey,
said I'm gonna stop responding.
hey man, I'm a nerd, man. You can't reject the nerds, man. Now I'm gonna make a video about women rejecting nerds, man, because you're now
No, I like X-Men too, but I'm not overly geeky. I've never like too much been that type, but
oh, you're not gonna like me then.
I don't man like having conversations because I date all types, but like him and that stereotype, like most of my family members or sisters, we don't have children, or if one or so, and they're grown. Like him, like their rhetoric is just so stupid. Like, and it's like across the board, it's only 57% of us have children. I don't know if he be using old ass data, and the black men is right behind us with 46 or 47%. And the non-black women and mixed kids by black men, if you want to get technical, 84 to 94% of single motherhood. They're the new baby mamas.
Well, I'll say this, man, and I know Chris said this is your show. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Oh no, you cool.
Now, but I have to say this, and I've said this before on another stream. I've said this about Steve the Dean. I said, well, the guys that keep on talking about this type of stuff, they're the reason why this shit's like going on. Like they're the reason why like single parent households exist. They're the reasons why, like they're talking online. They're the reason why, like this generation is so screwed up. And I'm not saying, we don't have a responsibility to that too, because we take the bait, right? But like it comes from somewhere. And I hate it when these older dudes don't take responsibility and say to themselves, well, you know what? We did create this. I know where we're coming from. I know where I'm coming from with this because I created it. Want to know why she's for the streets? Because I created that. Want to know why she's out and about? Because I did that. I was the one doing it. But I mean, old dudes, lots of old dudes will never, really come to the terms of, actually accepting of the messes that they made. And I just, for me, I'm like, well, as a young man, you have to. They're always telling me to take responsibility for my own actions. But then when you, put the mirror in front of them, just like, oh, I don't want to look at that.
Right. And they can't hold you like to YouTube accountability because I'll be like, who the F is you to tell me to take accountability? Unless you know me in real life or I really did something shitty to you. It's just like these people online are ridiculous from
Well,
all
Right.
spaces.
well,
Like I'm
Yeah,
like, you
and
don't
that's
know me. I don't owe you a damn thing. Excuse my
yeah, and
language.
that's always one of my points because most of my family, who I'm really close with, most of my
Exactly.
family is women, right? So it's
Mhm.
me, and then like damn near all my cousins is women, except for me, and they married, of course. I have like one true boy cousin, and he 2 years old. So
Oh,
I grew up around all these women,
right. And you
attractive
still
women.
got
I
masculinity.
Right. I ain't never seen them have these problems with dudes. I ain't never seen no dudes running in and out of my mama house after
Right.
she divorced my dad. I ain't never seen all of that. All the women in my family, I can't speak for no other women, but in my family, they married or they have boyfriends for long
Mm,
periods of time. They have children who have fathers in their lives, whether they married or not. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
I ain't never seen all these things that they talk about. I know it happens,
Right.
but
Right. I know it's some, and I don't have nothing against, most or some single mothers. Like I know a lot of people that some people, and probably certain people in my family too but I'm like instead of criticizing, won't you help them or guide them somewhere that can help their children? Be a big brother to them instead of being negative. I'm like, we the only community that does this. I'm
right.
not saying other races don't have dysfunctions, but like to just downplay it instead of fixing it, or they or as a collective. I'm not saying like we innocent, but it's just
Right.
like
And
have to
even
take some kind of responsibility. And I'm like, most of them don't sign the birth certificate or be around to do it, and they gonna keep blaming Section A and food stamps. I'm like, most of us is not even on that.
right, like
Like other races, I'm like, I'm just so sick of that.
even my sister, right? So she's recently become a single mother, not because of nothing she did, right? So her and
Hmm.
her man, they were fiance and whatnot. They got in an
Hmm.
argument like regular couples do. And he just out of nowhere, he went off the wall, got a handgun, put the gun up in her face, said he was gonna kill her. Then he put the gun in his own head and said he was gonna take his own life. When they got 3 kids together. So she had no choice but to be like, okay, nigga, you got to get the fuck out of my house and I'm gonna get a restraining order on you. And I'm about to leave North Carolina and I'm gonna come back to Detroit with my brother and my dad, with my kids. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear them talk all this talk about single mothers ruin their lives and they run out the men out the house, I'm like, okay, so now, nigga, you got to understand, you getting personal with some dudes. You feel me? Because when I hear you talking about single mothers, like, okay, now you talking about my sister. You talking about other people I know. And it's like my sister ain't do shit to nobody. You feel me? And I'm not talking about in general. You know what I'm saying? My sister from New York, so I'm sure she done embarrassed a few niggas. She from Brooklyn, so I know she done went in on some niggas. But
Yeah,
like,
they gotta be hard a little bit up there.
yeah, it
Can't no
ain't
man determine my femininity. And like all the time. I get it,
right,
some women may be a little soft and some women just have to be protective. And I only get that feminine energy to somebody that's someone that I'm either truly dealing with or a protector and a provider. Like I don't have to be super feminine to every single damn man. Like how you talking to us, but since you a laid back, cool person, so you gonna get that laid back personality or sweet energy. They don't do that. They think that they supposed to just be like the caveman and automatically gain it. I'm
Well,
like, if you was handling some of your business, not particularly saying you guys. So I'm like, they think that they're supposed to automatically come. I'm like, what are you changing about yourself? You don't have to always be rich, but even if you just building little stuff in the community, gardens, little programs for the kids, changing bills or laws, or out here fighting this white supremacy on your ass from the cops. I'm not mad at Trey Songz. It's like, damn, like they, some people are just weird. Like, I get it. We all come from slavery, and the breakdown of it. I can't put everything on it, but it's like we can take responsibility too. But it's just some of them don't never want to take responsibility. Like, and they talk a lot of anti-black family. They're really, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. They're anti-black family and anti-black women bashers. A lot of them. I ain't saying every single one of them, but it's a high rate of it. It's like that's that talk that Tommy Sotomayor talk, and they need to
well,
really, to be honest, get rid of him out of this space Like I even went in on him on another like some years ago on Twitter and another app. Like we was going for like 2 weeks straight. It's like, and he don't run around Chicago talking that bullshit. That's the thing with them. It's like him or Jack. I'm like, you don't run up on us or run up on no woman that's probably packing. Or you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna run up on me or my sisters on neither side of my mama or father family talking that crazy stuff.
Well, here's what I'll say, man. And I'm not speaking for them. I'm just speaking for myself. They're their own. That's them. I'm not any part of that.
Weirdo.
Look, listen, that's them. All right. I can't speak for them. I'm not even gonna defend them. Okay.
Right, just bitterness,
What I'm gonna say is this: I can care like with everything in my life, I can care a lot less because the thing about it is that you know what, life goes on, right? I do my
Mhm.
show. I might clown some people. I might talk a serious game about certain things that are important, right? And I move on my way. You know, like on and off camera, I'm the same guy. Like I'm just not gonna. And I don't have a character about myself, but a lot of people got to put on that character. And what I can say
True.
to people, right, is that you know, they because they are a certain character, right? They have to still put that on. They want to show who they really are.
Right.
But
And my sister's pretty classy. Like they're like super, highly educated with great careers. And they actually is like very kind. They always hire other black people to do work for them or all black people.
and look,
Like they're, we're very family oriented.
and
Like
I got no problem.
folks like
I got no problem with black women. Do black women have a problem with me? Yeah, but that's just
right,
how it is, man. And I'll say this: black and if we're really talking about some like manosphere red pill content,
right.
women
And
are the
it's not
ones.
every single one of y'all. It's just certain ones or
And,
certain, you
and, and
know.
just and just for lack of better things, we always say in this space, women are the ones that choose and select the dudes that they want to sleep with. So you can't get mad at them for wanting to do it.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, okay. Look, listen, she's gonna
Right.
select some other guy other than me. All right. Well,
Right.
I guess I missed out on that booty. Well, look at that. There's another one I like
Right.
over there. So why not?
Right.
But look, David West.
Somebody got to pay for him a cute, just like so don't nobody tell him pay for him a cute hooker or give him a three-way. Some, like pay for him for his birthday in Vegas because he is just too annoying. It's like he's just like he ain't had sex in years or something. He had like one of them old men that's beyond 65 or 80 or something.
Yeah, I mean,
With
look,
one
listen,
prostate or
those are
something.
those dudes, man. You gotta find some hobbies, man. Like
Right.
most dudes make this their hobby. This isn't my hobby, dude. This is one of my
Right.
many business ventures, and I
Mhm.
got lots of cool people coming on my podcast, man. But like outside of this, man, I do my art, man. I read, I don't have to, like somebody hits me up about, red pill stuff. I'm like, yeah, let me just ignore this. Like, cause at the end
Mhm.
of the day, for me, like it doesn't like if you claim to be something, right? And this
Mhm.
is just for me. If you claim to be who you say you are, then how come you need to ask me that many questions about women? I don't care about like I'm not trying to be that guy, and I'm just
Right. I
not
think he intimidated by semi-alphas or men that's in the middle or super alpha or good looking men because he don't fit that bill. I hate to say it like that.
like I just don't care. Like I'm not saying I don't care about women. I don't. No. Like the thing about it is, okay, I know what they're all about. They're gonna select. They're gonna select men that they want to be with. They're not gonna select the men that they don't want to be with. So then
Right.
a lot of guys don't get it. Like, okay, what do I? Who am I? Right? Who am I
Mhm.
as a dude that a woman could actually like me for? So that's
Right.
one thing that and that's just common sense. And I do agree with David. A lot of this
And,
shit
and
just
it's some hot women that might like nerdy guys or dorky guys every now and then. It's okay.
there's a market. Hey, look, listen, I've been around. Look, listen, there is a market for them. Like if you saw me, not a lot of women like dreads, not a lot of women like light skinned black dudes. Okay. So I'm just gonna have to find the black women that do. Gonna have to find
Right.
the
No,
women
there's
that
nothing
do.
wrong with that. All shades matter of blackness.
I'm just like so like and for lack of better words, I'm very articulate. Okay, I sound like a white dude, but I mean that's not because
Right.
look I went to
You
school.
probably just had proper upbringing and education.
Yes,
Ain't nothing wrong with a
that's what
little
happened.
broken English or a little bit less too, but
I'm not look, listen, look, listen, we can always work on that. And I've dated black women where we had talks and stuff like that. They asked me about, reading books and stuff like that. And
mhm,
I look, listen, I was reading to them and reading them to sleep and shit like that. Not like what,
right.
but
I read a little bit here, and I used to read a lot of books or finish them less than a week or a couple days too.
yeah,
I dibble and dabble, like read some or break it down a little bit. I said I'm gonna go back over some books I was reading some years ago and add some more to it too.
but you gotta know.
Sometimes.
But it's just one thing. But I think the one thing that we kind of don't really get is that you have to work with people. Like you just can't. Like if somebody doesn't want to work with you, that person's not going to work with you. But that's just with anybody. That's with any relationship, even a friendship, right? If
Exactly.
one person does, if that one person doesn't want to work with you, that just means
Hmm.
something. That means you go find another
And
friend that.
some people are just toxic. They need either meds or they need to see a good therapist and a good psychotherapist. They might as well pay for talk space or the combination. Like they just medically undiagnosed. Even some females too are certain ones in this space too.
Yeah, no,
I kick my little shit around here or be a little disappointed, but like I don't walk around mad every day. Like some people hate to hear the facts, but then they'll stalk and harass you around here.
oh yeah, no,
Like
that's
ever
definitely.
since they hit that black woman as well, I'm like, they like really been coming with like the hatred and the made up accounts attacking us. Like I don't even swirl or anything per se. It's just like I'm cool with some people that do it, and then also like I'm cool with different type of people. Like sometimes I just go around just observing or just like being around in certain spaces just to observe. But it's like they just love to attack no matter if you a straight woman, a woman that date black men, or mix it up. It's just like it's starting to be too much. It seems like ever since that Kevin video went viral, like they just got worse around here.
Well,
Some women too, and they groups too, but
I mean, for lack of better words, I'll say this, man. Like, I would, if I was Kevin Samuels, I would be rather pissed off because a lot of people are now on his nuts for really no reason. Like,
right, because they think that the manosphere gonna take off. I'm like, nah, let's explode as far as going down. I'm like, you really want to be known for that and embarrassing and try to
Right.
say we shaming tactic? I'm
No,
like,
but look,
no,
the other thing with that is, I mean, okay, let's say you did go mainstream. To be mainstream, you gotta have a certain image. You gotta have some looks to go mainstream. Most of these niggas don't
right.
have the look to even be in the
Right.
mainstream.
And
You know
he
what
ain't
I'm
gonna put
saying?
him up
and
there.
that black people are looked at as entertainment, right? Like
Embarrassing.
you realize if the manosphere were to be like on television, national television, we would be no
Yep.
different than Maury,
Love and hip hop or
Love and
monstrosity.
Hip
Yes.
Hop. Yeah, like those types of shows. And I've worked on those shows, dude. Like I've worked on those shows like in behind the scenes, things I can't tell you. And the thing that I know more than anything is that we look for the entertainment value. That's what we sit in the meetings about. How to and they ask me the same thing. How, as a black person, do you find this entertaining?
Right.
As
And they
a
don't get nowhere bashing your women. I'm like other cultures.
as
I
a
get it. We gonna have smoke for each other
and I
sometimes, but like
and I
it's
say
just
this
too
and I
much.
say this to them, and I say this in front of the white people because these are and they're star people, but for lack of better words, you know what I'm talking about. But I say to them as a black person, right? And I say this to them because I have to say this. I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny because, well, that's not my cup of tea. But in many cases, because we do case studies on this, and I have to do case studies on who finds certain
Right.
things entertaining, right? We have a separate room where people watch it, and there are black people watching it. They find it funny. The stats don't lie. Black people find this funny. Black people find this entertaining. Black people tune into the show. And I've seen and here's
To the
how
fuckery, right.
here's how I know this. I have streams dedicated to black men's mental health, to staying in to keeping yourself in physical condition, psychological aspects, mental health, and all that, right? They don't show up. I get 40 to 50 views. But if I made a buffoonery video, a fuckery video but regarding a dating coach or black women, whatever it may have you, men or women, whatever, I give everybody smoke. There are 20, 30, 50 people up in there. When I do my case studies, 5 to 10. I know what I'm doing. I don't care. But I know exactly the audience that goes there. And now that I see that there are a couple of white people coming in, that's who I want to cater to, right? And I do want to cater to my black audience because I do care about my black audience. But I know the black people are going to come for the fuckery videos. Like, I already know that.
Right, exactly.
And that's just how it is, man. But black people need to make the choices at the end of the day. It's not me. I make my own content. That's with me, right? I know myself. I wanna treat, if I'm gonna be a black person, right? If I'm gonna be a black person in this space, talking positivity, I want to talk about the things that we're not talking about, like our mental health, like staying in shape and all that other stuff. Like, even though I'm still currently in the gym, but yet again, we have other problems than just black women. We have black men issues. We got issues up the wazoo, and we're not even talking about them. Yeah, we come on here talking about women all day. That's not going to help anybody. No wonder guys are still upset about women in general, because what are they turning to? They're turning to all these other videos about absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? But those are my 2 cents, guys. I'm glad to be on here, man. I'll see you tomorrow, Chris.
For sure, man. We'll be on tomorrow.
Yes, but I know everybody had their flaws and things wrong, but like talking to them around in this space is like ass backwards. You won't get nowhere. I know I'm aware of the gender war, or some of us may have contributed to it, but it's just, I can't no more. It's like talking to a brick wall. And sometimes they do play out in real life too. It's like, and sometimes we only can take so much as Black people, and us, especially women.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing is why I never even tried to venture out into that space. I kept it to my corner. It's a handful of dudes who I'll, do stream yards with and stuff on YouTube, but I don't do too many collabs or nothing like that, because it's a certain mindset that a lot of these guys have where they are very envious of dudes who have never had
like females.
these crazy problems with women. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew that coming in, because that's how niggas is in real life. So I was like, all right, if I hop on YouTube, I'm for
like
sure
a
staying
mini
in my
psych
corner.
ward.
Yeah, because it's the internet,
Women too,
niggas.
and they space.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm gonna stick to myself. I know where the cool niggas is at. I know where
Or
I can
collaborate
listen.
with somebody much bigger than you that got something to either lose or that's in a great mental health, and they not attached to all that weird stuff on their background. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I
Like all
know what
that
you're talking about.
exposure, they getting exposed.
Yeah, I ain't even really know what the manosphere was for real, until I started watching Taz like a month ago. And Azia was actually the one who sent me the link to a Taz video, and I've been watching all his content ever since. But I ain't know how
Yeah, it's pretty
strange
tight.
the manosphere was until I started listening. Like I'm like, damn, these niggas hate women that much. They hate black women this much. They hate being short this much. They hate niggas
Right.
who
They should have
talk
just
to women this
divested
much.
and go get therapy and go away. That's
Yeah,
what I
bro.
tell them.
I'm
And
like,
then when they throwing hints at most of my sisters, I don't really mind them neither. I don't always push that agenda, but I just tell Black women, do whatever the hell make you happy. Because a lot of people double talk, like even some of them call themselves being for Black people, even in their spaces, manosphere. And I be like, how are you pro-Black with a non-Black woman or a mixed woman? Like I just even Tariq, I'm like, and then but I always have a bunch of negativity to say about Black women, the natural Black women or my sisters, just
yeah,
a mess. And the
and
Jason too, he does that too. I'm
yeah,
just
just
like,
reinforcing a lot of destructive behavior. Like I originally made my channel trying to help dudes out, trying to improve themselves to get better with women. But as I go down the line, I'm like, okay,
Exactly.
A lot of dudes are gonna take information like this and use it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not trying to perpetuate, this ongoing like pump and dump, having sex with chicks
Right.
and crushing hearts and all that, because that's destructive to my community that I'm a part of. So
Mm-hmm.
now I got to do a little bit of adjusting because I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to cater to a certain audience and I'm trying to bring a certain energy to my channel that's not that, and it never had that energy, but I don't want to risk dudes coming here thinking it's that, because then that's gonna throw
Mm-hmm.
other people off. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Right.
build, I'm trying to help, I'm trying to
You
I'm
might have to block some of them too. Some people just
man.
troll. They love to
Oh yeah.
troll.
Yeah, the block list get long because
Right.
I don't even got time. It's like, bro,
And
if you
I
don't,
study them, like, and I just people be getting mad because or different people or content. I'm like, I'm telling you, I be letting them know like they troll a lot of different people and do weird stuff, or they even been and said something about them. I'm like, you don't have to be around where you don't like that person. You can't double talk, and if you trashing them in other chats, why you want to come back around? I'm like that too. Like once I finish and start up the rest of my videos, like it's a lot of different. They not bringing that toxic energy. Like you can do and be however you want to, but like if you just not talking about different stuff in life and from a B1 or a pro black perspective, majority of the time, I don't want to. I just kind of don't want to hear it unless it's like mental health or stuff that I'm related to. Like some people always be trying to give us advice and they don't either live bad. I don't mind different people and different objectives, but then like some people just like to be toxic with their little messages. It's like
yeah,
if you don't even think like us or have an open mind and you just always want to, like argue and debate. I do it to a point too because I think they wouldn't let me back on this panel because I was trying to get this white nationalist or white supremacist, and they really got him in this space too. Like a lot of people need to run him up out this sector. And
yeah,
it's like, I guess he know, and I kind of told the guy that had him on his panel, I'm like, you kind of sound coonish talking about he telling the truth. I'm like, how is he telling the truth? He just so happened to be over there once I got over there. Like, like I was over there and I'm like, no, so how you a real brother, a real man, and you having this white nationalist that kind of sound racist in this space?
yeah. I mean, a lot of these niggas is white nationalists. To be honest with you, I mean, it's
Right.
backwards. I don't get it, but
Good
a lot of these niggas,
conservatives too.
yeah, a lot of these niggas is really white nationalists and they black. You know what I'm saying? They hate black women. All they talk about is Pookie and Ray Ray type niggas.
Right. And
They
some of
only
the Pookie and Ray Rays be better than they asses.
right, and
And the ones that be calling them that have a background, they damn stuff, like be sitting up here lying. I'm like, why are you lying? You just as bad or worse, like way worse, or trying to hide what's on their background. I just
right.
tell people don't be like this other therapist in this space. I'm like, why is he always trying to diagnose somebody and he seem unhealthy himself?
Hell
Or the
yeah.
ones that's obsessed with our, chocha and our life and they don't even date us. And it's another one, that Dennis guy. I'm like, I remember him because I kind of used to go to Nicole platform, the one, CB mentioned, and she's somewhat really positive. She tried to get black women back into their, natural nature and femininity and being a woman or a black woman. And it's like, dude, the dentist guy just started coming around. I knew something was off about him too. I'm like, you got a badass chick at home that's 20 or 21, which is, half his age, which is weird too. Not even 26. I'm like, but you worried about what black women doing with their vagina. I'm like, get a life. Like, dude, go away. You too obsessed. I'm like,
Yeah.
and a lot of sisters are dating out and not maybe in mass numbers, but I don't think millennials, the younger ones, and the Z millennials, they just not playing with them, and I'm not mad at them. They don't got to be anti-black or hate their community, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes all you can do is respond with negativity if somebody say something negative to you. I get that too, because I might and say the wrong thing sometimes too. I'm not perfect or be around in some spaces, but I know who I'm loyal to. And at the end of the day, like I'm pretty much somewhat really happy with my family. I guess because of quarantine time, maybe it's getting to all us. Oh yeah, what IG say? Yeah, we need more positivity in this space. Yeah, and IG is a very nice, wonderful lady too. You
Yeah,
know,
I
when people
agree.
try to object their negativity on her, you know, she's a very nice person. I'm just like, none of that toxic, the toxic part of femininity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The
Yeah.
toxic like you can be that in a woman. It's the black part. Certain stuff I can agree with. I know I'm not really need the both, and they don't have nothing to do with no man or no stereotype. I have an equal opportunity of being friends with guys and females or whoever, you know, because I have a real sisterhood in real life with my sister. I don't mind treating women fair or equal too, you know. But I also have like a male friend too that's cool, and he's a straight guy. But like we just real cool like that, you know. I've been knowing her for some years, and you know he ain't never tried nothing, you know. But it's just like I'm kind of fair with that. You know, like I don't man, like I kind of said I want to be more selfish this year because it's like I'm always trying to be somewhat fair with other folks and other men, but I'm like now it's just a case by case. Like you seem like a masculine man, like, and I said it's just a case by case on who I want to protect too. Because if they don't feel like they got to question who they gonna protect, they gonna get the same energy back. It might be petty as hell, but it's just like I'm just cutting my losses. Like I only want to work with people that want to work with us. And you know, I know Irene always saying that. I'm like, no, I don't want to work with a lot of guys in this space. You know, unless they got a resolution, they want to stick it to somebody that want to actually put it into play or in writing and stuff like that. You know, and I don't man flying back and forth, catching little flights to put stuff into play, even if it don't go through, or like even my little connection with I think like my letters or stuff can get passed on to the state capitol here in Chicago too. So, you know, like even if it's just a trial going to more board meetings and stuff like that, because I'm like, I don't think I'm doing no more marching and going to riots and stuff like that. I've been to several of those, you know, protesting, but like unless it's something somebody close to me or the children and stuff like that, or excuse me, political leaders that I know that's jailed. You know, that's my type of man. I know like that might be odd to some people, but I love a very pro black man that's really about his stuff and love his community and focus on it. You know, he got love or passion, and that's rare. The ones that actually want to build a family and really be married, you know, it's not a lot of those left. Cause you
Yeah,
know
I
they
feel
get
you.
threatened by me too. Like it's certain men, but I just chalk it up. They don't like smart women. Like if you really like super conscious or got a little bit of both, or if they see you trying to go back to school, they threatened by that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I'm in university right now. I'm surrounded by nothing by educated black women. You know, and all these things they talk about, you know, oh, if she's educated, then that means she's not in her feminine and she's gonna be masculine and she's gonna be combative. I'm like, bro, like I don't even see that in my daily life. You know, it don't
Right.
matter if it's class, if it's lab, if we at a party, if we chilling, just kicking back, if it's just me and another woman, it's like, bro, if you cool, you masculine, you cool, calm, collect, they gonna be in they feminine and they gonna treat you with respect just like how you want to be treated. I tell dudes all the time, if you lack masculinity, especially around a black woman, you could potentially bring the worst out of that woman. If she
Right.
feeling, if you giving them weirdo vibes and she feel like she can't be safe, you can pull the worst out of that woman. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Like that guy on you. Have you ever watched that show? It's real funny though. Like if you ever is just bored one day, you can watch it on Netflix
Yeah, I
or
seen one episode.
download. Right. I don't know if it's on Lifetime. I know that's a woman's channel, but it's like he really be falling in love with women, but like he's a complete psycho though. Like a psycho and killer. Like he's an everyday guy too. Like when nobody gets it, neither.
Yeah,
Like
I
some of the
mean,
guys, some of these women want in this space. Not all of us, but like a
yeah.
Norman Bates type.
Yeah, some of them dudes you would never know, you know, behind closed doors, they be some weird ass niggas. That's why all this Pookie Ray Ray educated lame talk, I'm like, man, all that
Yeah,
shit
you get tied
go out
up.
the window. Some of these niggas in suits be
Yeah.
worse than a Pookie and a Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I visited somebody's channel one time or two. Like I didn't know what it was like until 2 years ago. I know like a lot of people may not be familiar with me from 2 years ago, only certain people. Um, and I never went back to their page because I thought something was off about them. BGS, like or whatever his name was. Like I'm just like, so it was just like a vibe. I'm like, why is this so weird? Like we never seen him. He never cammed up. You ain't never seen a picture or nothing. But I'm like, I'm with that too. Like I ain't saying you gotta always cam up, but I'm like, I ain't saying I gotta see your face, but I'm like, if I never seen a couple of pictures, I can't force nobody to show themselves. But I'm like, hell, if you out here judging everybody, you need to cam up. Or
Yeah,
don't
like
talk BS about black women.
if you
I
gonna
get
be
tired
on
of them
live
floating that
streams,
narrative in this space that we jealous of that mule or the manager. I'm like, no, we not. Like people
yeah,
always just saying some off the wall stuff or bullshit. I'm like, no, we're not. Stop lying. I'm like, I'm a shade or two from light skin with a different type of hair type. You know, it don't mean nothing. But it's like people just, I don't know. It's just, and then
yeah,
she
like
go around trolling and harassing us too, like, but everybody in denial. She
you know what I
come to
mean.
like every
If
space we
if a
go to with Black American women. I swear to God. I said I'm gonna start recording her and screenshotting her because they think we lying on her.
yeah, I mean,
Talking
if
about
a
you
dude
shouldn't
gonna be
respond.
on live streams for 8 hours every day, just talking about black
Right,
women, it's like, nigga, I gotta see your face at least once. Like, who
right,
is this talking? Like, who are you to judge? You know,
right,
like, do you look like one of
yeah,
these funny looking ass niggas? Then we gonna need you to shut the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? That's the
right.
whole thing. I'm
I,
I'm cammed up for most of my
uh-huh,
live streams. This is a rare occurrence when I'm not cammed up. And when I'm not cammed up, it's a
right.
picture of me right in the middle. I got my Instagram
Mhm,
link and all my videos. You can go look at my Instagram. I ain't hiding from nobody.
okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, don't add a lot of people on here because I'm like restricted. Does somebody seem like they struck my? I ain't even been going in politically or about stuff like. I don't know if a guy made a comment about Camilla Joe, but like they just struck my whole Instagram down. I'm like, I wonder is this somebody I added? Like I could not figure it out. Like I ain't even been going in. Like I actually been kind of cool on my Instagram. It's like they just struck it down. It's like whatever, and I ain't even attached it to my Facebook. Like they can me like for 2 months, but I ain't been saying nothing in like 6 to 8 months. Like I ain't been tripping or going into no tangents. Like, and I know people that can go in politically better than me intellectually, and it's like I guess they just know me already. I'm like, wow. And I know they used to can me for like 30 days on 2 and 3 weeks at a time. It's like YouTube finna start getting petty. But I know like I'm gonna restrict my stuff. Like if they just start getting petty, we can run you that list of all the trolls. Cause I know even when they change their stuff, like they dialect or how they talk, I know how they move. Like, cause I'm like one of those people. Like when I sit in class or read a book, I somewhat pick up on that. That sense, like on how cops do. Like I sense them and I just reblock them. Like I don't care about constantly blocking them. Like they say a lot of stuff when I'm Mars in certain places, or unless that content creator don't want me to block certain people. Cause sometimes I don't, but if I know that like they troll everybody else, I just automatically block them. It keep down the drama.
Yeah, but we pushing on 3 hours in this motherfucker. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. I appreciate you for coming on, giving your piece. You feel
Yeah.
me? So everybody in the chat, you already know what to do. Hit that like button if you ain't already like it. Don't forget to like the video.
Chat.
And don't forget to
Thank
oh shit, I'm using the wrong outro. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace.
you. All right. Peace.